Hey, it's the Bennington Show on a Monday. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. Now, since we talked to you on Friday, 3 different bomb things here in the New York area. One in Ashbury Park, they found a bomb. 2, a bomb went off in Chelsea, New York City. And then last night at the train station in Elizabeth, a bomb was detonated by a robot at the train station. Now, the guy that they were looking for this morning, and my phone woke me up with this crazy thing that we're all supposed to be looking for Ahmad Khan Rahami, I guess his name is. And he was just taken in moments ago after a short shootout. There's pictures of him being loaded into an ambulance right now. Another picture went up of him with his fat titties out, just laying on the street. But he was picked up in Linden, New Jersey. And by day, this terrorist was the friendly fried chicken salesman somewhere over in Jersey. And everyone said, yeah, man, when you went in for chicken, you seemed like a good dude. But we got our own little tie-in with this because all the trains in New Jersey were stopped last night, and Gail's got a connection to that.
Yeah, my boyfriend was on the train coming back from Philly.
Oh, shit.
And he
Going
was
into Elizabeth.
Going into Elizabeth.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So first, he sends a text saying, this is weird, we're stuck here. They're saying something about police activity. Nothing's being covered at this point.
Nothing.
All the information I can gather for him is just people complaining about it on Twitter. So I'm picking up, just, looking up Amtrak until suddenly the stories start to come out. Maybe another device, maybe somewhere on the tracks. And I'm thinking, okay, do I send this to it? Because he's going to be, hey, do you hear anything? And I'm just like, still checking.
Right.
Not sure, but I'm thinking if he's sitting there long enough, he's going to find it anyway. But I was just trying to chill everything out. Like, hey, man, if you're stopped, that means you're not in danger.
Right.
This is a good thing that you're stuck, right? Like, we were trying to do that. And that was a couple hours of that.
Hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah.
You know who the first story, and this is crazy, that I saw, and I didn't know whether I wanted to send to you, but it was called the Tornado News, and it was a high school newspaper, maybe Orange, New Jersey, I'm not sure. But I'm like, I don't know if this is a credible news source, but this looks right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that was the weird thing is a couple different stories, like the first people to report on it, none of them seemed credible. It was either Twitter or like different, small sites like that. It took forever for national news.
It took till after 2:00 in the morning before the cable news picked up on it. And local news, forget about it. They're still talking about Chelsea. And I'm like, you've got your entire area. This is the tri-state area. You should be on this story. I don't know why they're not following. But here's the weird thing. So I'm not seeing anything from news. And I'm getting back and forth with you. And I know, as edgy as that feels. But as I'm looking at Twitter, 2 other people we know are tweeting because they're on some of the trains.
Really? People we know personally?
Yes. The editors from the iBangs brother and Stuntbrain, who used to be the guy for O&A. He was their producer. I think he's at the Blaze now, if I'm right. So they were on a train, I think, behind Jack. But I'm like, well, this is nutty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to find news. Stuntbrain's doing a scope. And I'm like, I don't think I want to bring anyone's attention to this. Know?
Yeah, that's the
and
other
I meant
thing.
in your family.
Right.
Because I know his mom in Philly, and he went down to Philly because his grandmother's older and his mom's dealing with all that. And she's a worrier, like most moms are.
Yeah, she is a worrier. So the delayed information was like just trying to get her not to hear it until he was like off of the train.
Right.
But then probably about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before he was even able to get off the train, he had told her, yeah, it's just some delays. And then she called Amtrak.
Oh, shit.
On her own.
And Amtrak told her.
They told her straight up?
So, yeah.
Which they apparently weren't telling news people.
No, they were not. So, I don't know. Maybe she was really convincing or got herself, worked up enough that they were like going to give her the information. So then she calls me and she's not well. And I'm just like, all right, well, here's the thing. He's actually already farther away from Elizabeth than he was at first.
Because they would back up a little bit.
Yeah. The really strange thing is finding out it wasn't until he was even home that we found out that one had accidentally detonated while they were trying to stop it. And he was like, I was on the tracks at that point. I was like, I know, it was really crazy.
This is weird. The mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey had done a press conference that the news wasn't even covering. So some of that I was getting like Twitter video of and all. But when I saw that thing detonate, the reason why I knew that it wasn't on purpose, because I saw a bunch of firemen just sit next to their truck, and they're all like...
Jumped?
Yeah, they jumped. And what they said, and this makes me feel like we live in the future, the robot snipped the wrong wire.
Yeah. So there was a good, 4 of them? So I guess they had successfully deactivated 3 of them, but Roby made a mistake on one of them, and it went off.
There is no doubt that you get your news faster from Twitter now than anywhere else. But you do have to go through a lot of bullshit. You can't believe everything that you read. But the amount of people who were on the train that were tweeting, or people who were in the position of view of my sister-in-law's on the train. What the fuck is going on?
Right.
She's telling me they're not telling them, and she's saying police activity. How come this isn't on the news? I actually even think the Daily News and the Post had put it up before I even saw them. And now they're all over it. You know what I mean?
Now they've covered everything
now
about
it's
it.
24 hours a day.
But that's one of those strange things where when you're on that side of it, when you have information before the news does, and you're like, this seems like the exact kind of thing you guys love. This seems like exactly up your alley. And then, then there'll be other things. You're like, why has this story been on for 48 straight hours? Whatever thing that the news decides to obsess on, they obsess on. And then.
All right, look at him with his fat belly and tits out.
Oh, yeah,
very funny picture. He's just this is the thing. You want to think that it's some kind of terrorist mastermind, but he's a fucking dumb kid. He's a dumb kid who sells fried chicken, goes on the internet, the whole pressure cooker bomb thing, which, by the way, why do we even have pressure cookers? It doesn't seem anything I want to cook with. But these pressure cooker things are the same thing they use in Boston.
Right. Yeah. It's the same exact thing.
And I had to tell people, I'm not going to get behind this Elizabeth Strong thing. It's not happening for me. Not yet. So the feds were on him very, very quickly. What is it? Less than 48 hours. Because this moron left his fingerprints everywhere. There's video of him walking down the street with a satchel. I mean, there was nothing mastermindy about this, and we're not dealing with Hans Gruber, you know?
Yeah, and that was kind of apparent from the Chelsea explosion as well, because I was like...
I think it's the same kid.
Yeah, because to me, it seemed like, everybody immediately was like, well, were they targeting the gay community? Were they And I was like, it seems pretty random. It seemed like in a dumpster, not in a club or not in a place of business or whatever.
One of the rumors is that the thing in Elizabeth was just to get rid of the stuff out of the car. It wasn't even like we're taking on Elizabeth, New Jersey. It was like, oh shit, we're driving around with this shit in the car.
Right, and if we get caught.
Yeah. And again, you would think, if this was like a terror plot, that was done by anyone of any sense, you'd have an escape route. This guy is caught near his house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably with a friend or somebody who knew, somebody that could easily be tracked down.
Now, the 5 that were on the Verrazano Bridge, were they connected? Did that end up being the correct?
Well, maybe, but they also said this morning that they might have ratted out.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure, that maybe they gave them his name.
Right.
But yeah, what was really nuts was that when my boyfriend had left New York, just about the time that he was arriving in Philly is when the news was breaking about Chelsea. So if he had, if that had happened before he left, we probably would have said, yeah, it seems like a little tense out there.
Right.
But it was like he left just as that had happened. And it's like one of those things where something like that happens and then you're like, oh, you're cautious in your mind, but you're like, hey, that thing happened, but now he's got to get back to the city. Did not think it was going to come back around the next day.
No, this is not like a city in fear right now, but I will say this. I noticed the amount of trash cans as I walked in, and there's like a trash can every block, which was, keep New York beautiful. But if you go to London, you don't see that.
Right.
Because they had the IRA years ago.
Yeah.
And dudes used to shove things in trash cans. So this is the whole weird thing, is how can you live your life, but at the same time feel, comfortable. Now, here's another deal. So the president's also in town. The UN is in town. So the city it's just a parking lot right now. But if you go into the subways and the train station, there's National Guard. And I'm always saying, so why can't we put those same dudes in South Chicago? If this is the thing of safety, safety at any cost, because that is the army. And I'm always told, oh, you can't, an army cannot be over an American city. They are right now.
Yeah.
It's happening now. And I've seen it happen after 9/11. And at different times, they'll move the National Guard in. No idea why they. Maybe because it's a black on black thing. Maybe because there's millionaires that live here and billionaires, and there's poor people. I don't know, but it seems to me. I don't know why Barack Obama's never brought it up. It would be easy enough because like within a couple of months, you're going to weed out any trouble, and then you could make it less and less. And then within a year, you probably, don't have to worry about it anymore. That's my opinion. I like to think of myself as a tipping point guy, I read Tipping Point, so I'm always ready to find that one little thing that'll change everything around. But, what the other funny thing about this kid is I'm looking at him. I've seen that face at so many gigs in my life. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of guy who would have been listening to NEW 15 years ago and showing up with some stupid sign.
He's young, right?
28 years old. Looks like he's all by his lonesome. I don't know if that's his VW there. I like to think that it is.
It is. It is a cool ride.
I like to see him driving around in a beep beep Charlie. So he's famous. You made yourself famous, my man.
I guess that's a big part of it.
I don't know. I guess a big part of it is like for anybody who wants to join any religion or political cause is to belong to something bigger than yourself, Right.
To pick. Well, that goes back to this whole identity thing. It's like we're born and immediately start searching for our identity, figuring out who we are as individuals, and oftentimes attaching ourselves to groups is the way we are like, oh, this must be me. Like, I'm with these guys, so now I know exactly who I am. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to answer any questions. I don't have to look within myself.
Right.
I can just be like, these guys are on my team, and that says a lot about me.
Yeah, and we do it if we're a fan of something, a fan of a band, fan of of a sports team.
Or if you identify with your hometown, or if you identify with your religion, or the school you went to, or whatever. It's like...
It's what I say when I saw Vito at the Mets game over the weekend. On Football Sunday, he's at an empty Mets stadium. And then I guess you had stole the baby, if I'm going to believe your Snapchat.
Yeah, my friend brought his baby to the game, so I started holding the baby just for some fun.
It seemed like fun to you. To me, it looked like King Kong running off with a little girl. It scared the hell out of me.
When it was sent, Chris immediately just wrote creepy.
It did seem creepy to me.
He finds men with children just creepy across the board. If you're with a child and you're a man, you're a creep.
Man, holding babies is fun. I didn't know how much fun holding babies was.
Why does that make you so uncomfortable?
I never want to hold a child. That's my thing.
I'll tell you this, when I saw Vito holding it, that's a guy who's held babies before because you were doing it correctly.
Yeah, you were very comfortable.
You supported the neck region.
Yeah, you did very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. It felt right.
Had you held a baby before?
No, I'd never held a baby, but my friend was like, he literally grabbed my arms before you put his baby in. He was like, you're going to just stay like this.
That was right.
Slip the baby in
because if you're a guy, your initial thing is to hold it like a fullback, where you got the one arm down. You're just protecting the ball as you're going through the line, which, by the way, somebody ought to teach Aaron Rodgers how to hold onto a football. What do you have, 4 fumbles, 3 fumbles?
It was 3 fumbles last night.
And a pick?
It was bad. It looked fucking bad.
I'll tell you the thing about Aaron Rodgers. He looks joyless. He doesn't look like Aaron Rodgers. That's a guy that used to play with a lot of passion, and you just see this blank look in his face, almost like my better days are behind me. You know?
I thought he'd be happier this season. He gets Jordy Nelson back. Those guys were bros.
I don't know what it is. Could be something in his personal life. Could be, the fact that his family went on that Bachelor show and ran his ass down. I don't know.
Yeah, Jordan Rodgers is not a fan of Aaron. And he won the whole thing.
What did he say about him?
He's got nothing to do with the family now that he's a multimillionaire.
Oh, man.
And he's like, I choose to stay with my family. I don't know. I'm different than my brother that way. But we always watch him. We wish him all the luck, but we haven't heard from him in years.
Man. Wonder what happened.
It's none of my bees. That's the way I take it. That's Roger's business. A lot of people just like, hey, I'm older now. Thanks for raising me. It's a way to be. I mean, at some point, you got to say, if you're the parent, okay, I must have did something. Fucking pissed this dude off.
But like at one time, that was probably just the natural way things went.
At one time, you're like, all right, I'm old enough to kill my dad. I mean, it depends on how far
this
back.
Is great.
Yeah, then I'll get to run the kingdom. I mean, it depends how far back you want to go. Here's the funny thing: if you read about those Trump babies, and as loyal as they are to him, they were all off in schools and shit like that. You know what I mean? Right. They weren't all living in the same place.
And I have a feeling that, and I wouldn't say that he did, because he obviously did an okay job with his kids. They seem like they like him. They seem like pretty successful, well-rounded kids. But you have to imagine, I just picture Trump being your dad is like you have to get an appointment. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of feel like you schedule time in. It seems like that kind of situation.
I kind of get the feeling they didn't hear from 3 months and then got a call about a bee, Like he was just calling like he got a report, from his New Orleans fucking hotel. Hey, what the hell's going on down there? I'm looking at a bee here. We're winners, right? Yeah, I've read that. I've read the memo you sent to me that we're winners. I used to know a girl, her dad was always at work. He was, look, you got a big haircut. Dan's all haircutted up. He's all haircutted up.
All of our friends are getting short haircuts. What's going on?
I was going to get one over the weekend, but I didn't do it. But he would get, he does everything. Yep. He's waiting for he's waiting to get the big wave in.
He just is looking over.
I'm going to wait till he turns around and I'm going to do a wave. But I know a girl, so her dad was always at work. He was always busy. And she would get memos, like literally a memo in the morning about things he wanted to take care of. And then he would sign it with this big crazy initial, the same way he signed his initials from at work. So Dan, Disco Dan is here.
Hey.
Hi, Dan.
Are you all worried about the city? Is that...
Oh yeah, man. I'm not anxieties. I had to get a haircut so they wouldn't think, they wouldn't think I did any,
Dude, the guy who did it is
they got
right
him
there.
Or something?
Yeah, there he is, right there on
right
TV.
Behind you.
Alive? He's alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But he's a spitting image of you.
Really?
Yeah. It's almost like you
did Vito say that?
Yeah. Actually, Vito looks a lot like him.
You actually really look like that, dude. You got similar facial hair going.
I have been told I can look Arab sometimes.
Yeah, no kidding.
All the time.
You got that gene in you. So you probably weren't listening because you were out in the hall. Gail's boyfriend was on the train right before Elizabeth that had to be stopped, pushed back, went forward, pushed back. It was acting so crazy.
Yeah.
Last night.
All night long for many hours. He was stuck.
Hospice put together the Elizabeth Strong meme, and I think it's going to be a winner because it's Miss Elizabeth.
Okay, that's great.
And that's a great one.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. She looks great.
I love her. I always will.
Good. I believe in wrestlers in heaven.
Oh, me too. All wrestlers go to heaven.
Was that me rocking out of nowhere? Siri, pause the music and stop fucking around.
She doesn't understand we're in a serious situation right now.
Serious. Do you know that, I swear to God, so I'm texting back and forth with you. I've got the news up. I'm trying to make sure he gets in. I'm saying jump out the train, run to the highway, get an Uber. It's simple. Right. Just kick the window out. And then Siri out of nowhere just goes like this. Calling Gail. And I'm just like, stop it, Siri.
Siri.
She's trying to be in contact.
I don't know if I would want to hop out of the subway like between stops. You know, the rats and the it's dirty. I think it would be I think that'd be scarier than.
I saw someone do it once. I was stuck once on the subway for. It was pretty. I would say it was about an hour. We were stuck underground, and this like young girl and her like gay guy friend were like, I'm tired of this shit, like we're getting out of here, and everyone's just like, just sit down, like just calm down, like we're just trying to keep everyone calm. So then they get out, they hop out in between cars, and they're on the wall, and all of a sudden we just hear the conductor yelling, get back in the train, get back in the train. And the train starts moving, and they're both just pressed up against the wall like this as the train is going by.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He just decided, you want to fucking get out? I'll start this train now. Yeah. I was just sitting here having a sandwich.
Like, they waited an hour and literally hopped off 30 seconds before the train started.
How far were they in between stops?
It's always hard to gauge, but, considering how long we went, I bet they had to walk a good 5 blocks. Like a good 5 city blocks. Which isn't that far, but underground in that creepy dark tunnel.
You don't want to get dripped on under there.
It's also a major crime. Because they don't want people fucking around on the tracks. I
don't doubt that somebody was waiting there for them at the next stop. I'm sure he called somebody, and they were probably arrested.
You know, the only way out is if they could get up through a manhole cover. That's the only thing they could have done. But even right now, the National Guard is down there with dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Sniffing dogs.
But yeah, Jack was, he was stuck on the, the actual train.
Yeah. You know what that means? You don't know what that...
No, what does that mean?
Hey, Johnny.
Man, who knew? 1 degree of separation from someone on a terror train.
Well, first of all, the beginning part of my day was dealing with Johnny, who was sweating at the game, thinking he was going to have a stroke.
Holy shit, it was hot.
And then by the time that you said, thank God for Gold Bond, I'm like, I'm done with this.
It was so bad at that Giants game. I got a nice tan, though. That.
Well, your team won without scoring any touchdowns.
It was, I couldn't have been... So you have the Saints, who, it's hard to root against the Saints, no matter what, because they're a good team. I like them. New Orleans is a very nice place, as far as I'm concerned. But so they have these 2 rookie cornerbacks, and then one of them gets. I mean, that was a little scary because that guy didn't move for about 15 minutes on the field. So now they have to bring in a guy that they signed off the street. I don't think the Giants threw a ball in the first 3 quarters of that game that was longer than 15 yards.
All right, let's just say this. Where did Eli grow up?
Oh, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
he's a Saints fan. He's a Saints fan. He is a Saints fan.
Yeah.
And where did Odell Beckham go to college?
There we go. So you're learning.
No wonder he dropped. No wonder he dropped the ball in the end zone that he should have caught, or one down the sideline that Eli threw perfectly that he should have caught.
All right, but here's one more thing, Johnny. Where's your fucking Jersey pride today? You're always bragging about Jersey, and now you guys are running around blowing people up.
Well, first of all, let's discuss. It was not Asbury Park; it was Seaside Park, which is my summer hangout, where this thing was in a trash can.
He went to Crab Spot.
He was he's gonna blow up a fucking crab.
He could have grabbed 10 bushels of crabs. And this time of the year, they're spawning. I don't know what you call it when crabs get knocked up. But Johnny, you gotta fucking get Jersey wired, okay, buddy? Or at least keep your shit on that side of the river.
Yeah, we trust you.
Don't bring it to Gaytown.
I know. We trust you to take care of this stuff.
Listen, all I can tell you is you're touting Orange, New Jersey's own Tornado News as the great news source. Orange, New Jersey, we bring you news as fast as a tornado.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
It's a great tagline.
I know it is. But was my first news thing. I'm like, shit, let's see. I'm not familiar with them. And then I say, the high school of Orange, New Jersey. I'm like, oh, can I believe these kids? I'm like, I kind of feel like they're right.
They're like kid reporters on the street.
That's it's like the Brady Bunch episode where they have the little press hats. They're just running around trying to figure it out. It's awesome.
I remember when our gang had a big thing too. Yeah, I'm a big reporter trying to get the scoop on everything. And they found out that the editor of that was actually Mr. Big running all the other bad stuff that was happening in town. I believe tipping over apple carts or whatever they worried about back in the 1920s. Johnny, another breaking news story is Chris Christie knew everything about shutting the bridge down.
That's not a surprise.
What is Jersey doing? Springsteen won't get off stage. You're just doing nothing but driving everyone nuts. Eli won't throw deep. What the fuck is happening over there?
It's a fucking madhouse.
It's a madhouse. A madhouse.
I hope they throw Christie in jail. Throw that Christie in a big jail cell and let him rot.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Could somebody please explain to that guy that he doesn't have to tuck his shirt in all the time, too?
He likes to. It's more comfortable.
You really, the picture of him getting out of the SUV with a pair of khaki shorts, he dressed like it was an adult child. He has his pants hiked up, his things tucked in. He looked like a giant Pokeball. It was astounding. There was a picture of it. It was him in a Pokeball. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He looks like this. That's a penny you owe, Dane. What happened, honey? Someone hit you. I don't know what it is, but he pulls his shorts up so high that you can't see his dick.
No.
No dick.
There's no dick there.
It's fucking freakish.
Like he actually gets a camel toe. Like whatever, what's the thing that they call the guy version of a camel toe? Like he
Moose
gets,
knuckle.
Yeah, he doesn't get that.
That's
he
weird
gets an
how quickly. Wait, let's just say how quickly fucking Johnny jumped on that because he's been Googling it for the past 15 years. Let's see if there's any new moose knuckle picks up.
Celebrity moose knuckle.
That's always Chris Christie. Every fucking day.
Why am I so eager? God damn it.
Take your time. Look, there's your man right there, Liam. Liam just walked by. That's a pal of mine, cigar pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Smoke cigars?
Yeah, he's a big cigar smoker. Father John?
Wait, maybe Father Dave is someone else.
No.
I might have made Father Dave up.
How are you getting pictures
Are
of
you
Chris
Googling
Christie
his moose knuckle?
Just put it down. Oh,
I'd actually like to see that.
I'm sure you would.
Of course you would. Yeah,
Get
ones of
on
him
fucking
from the-
Johnny's newsletter.
Knuckle Daily?
The pictures of him from the baseball game were probably the best. And then if you just Google Chris Christie Pokeball, I'm going to tweet that one out to you folks.
Why did he have to be in full uniform? I still don't understand.
Well, it was a game that he was playing against Al Duke, so of course you got to fucking put your uniform on. Now, Johnny, me and you got a big meeting about Thanksgiving. I can't believe it's coming up so fast.
It is.
We're going to be getting together tomorrow. But Johnny, this wants to call it Spanksgiving, and that we're just spanking people.
And we're going to serve moose knuckles.
This is not on brand for us.
Is there a brand for our
Me either.
So are we meeting here at your place?
You're coming here to see me.
Oh, that's where all the food is, though, right? That's where all the free food is.
Yeah, well, sure. What do you got over there? Nothing.
I'm going to pick up Patty, and who else runs by and tries to pick up some free food off of you?
Big A.
Big A.
Big A.
It's going to be a great meeting.
Earl's always here getting paid and eating.
They'll come in and they'll go like, "This is Johnny around?"
Just a friend of his.
Yeah, tell my friend is here looking to get a free burger.
Oh, I was with a friend who did that like last week at a bar. She tried to be like, "Yeah, get some juice here, so don't worry, take care of it." But her friend wasn't working. No big deal. We sit there, and then she waits till like just at the point where we're about to ask for the check. They're like, "Oh, when does she work?" "Oh, yeah, because we're good friends." And I'm like, this is so blatant and uncomfortable. It's
fucking horrific.
If she's not here, then it's over. It doesn't matter anymore.
Because somebody else can't steal it for you.
Right.
And give it to you. Because there's no one who owns a restaurant who's like, "Hey, make sure that you take care of all your friends with food and drink and whatever."
That's never happened.
That's part of what we do here.
Anytime your friend does that for you, they are putting their job on the line. Unless they are the owner. If this is just a bartender or a server, they are putting their job on the line for you.
And if it's the owner, he's putting his own fucking future on the line. You can't hand out free stuff all the time just because you know people. "Here you go. Here's a little something we put together in the back. Enjoy. Will you? Enjoy." That's a fucking way that a guy ends up owning his bar for a year. Your money's no good here, my friend. All right, Johnny. Well, I'm going to see you tomorrow.
Yes, very exciting.
2-0, my friend. I don't see the Giants losing this year. I really don't.
What about if they play the team from the state that's won 6 Super Bowls?
They looked very bad at the end of the game yesterday.
Yeah, it was falling apart.
Oh, I thought he was going back to the Patriots.
No, we're talking about the Eagles.
Well, we'll have to see them tonight. No one knows. I'll tell you this, their old fucking quarterback looked okay last night. Over there playing with Minnesota, beating the shit out of Aaron Rodgers.
People just
that prick.
They do very well when they move on, I guess.
That poor Adrian Peterson blows his knee out and he's got to get carried through some sort of restaurant in front of all the people taking pictures of him.
It's a nightmare, these new stadiums.
Couldn't they have built like an area to just take them off the field without having to go through the bar?
It's a $1 billion stadium, and your fucking guy, your injured fucking player, has to be carried through a bar.
Carried, like not even a little cart. Like throw him on the back of a cart and drive him through. Jesus.
I mean, he looked like Sinatra's people beat him up.
How did
and he had to be fucking carried out.
How did they not plan for this, though?
That is their plan. You're in there spending money watching an injured player go through. That's their thing. Everything is fucking Disney now. All right, thanks, Johnny.
Later.
Did you guys check out any of the Emmy awards last night?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing with my mom, actually.
Your mom was in the Emmy awards?
No, she was not in the Emmy awards. We were at home in New Jersey watching it. You're
from Jersey?
Yeah, from Jersey.
I never thought of you as a Jersey guy.
Yeah, me either. I don't know where I thought you were from.
I'm from, close to New York City, so it's pretty suburban. I'm not from,
I don't know.
The beach, anything like that. The highway. I got none of that in my neighborhood.
First of all,
it doesn't mean that we can't.
A,
okay, whatever.
No one gives a fuck. We were on to talk about the Emmys, not your youth. But you seem Midwestern at best.
Yeah, I know. I'm Midwestern quality from New Jersey.
Do.
Yeah, you kind of do have
what
that
town?
vibe.
It's Harrington Park.
I don't even know that place.
Nobody does.
Go
It's
for
Cory
it.
Booker's from there.
Okay,
That's the one. That's the one thing.
All right, so you're from a rough neighborhood. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, he actually talks about how white the neighborhood was in his book.
He doesn't have to talk about it. All he has to do is talk, and I picked up on it. So last night, a bunch of our buddies that have done the show picked up awards. Louis Anderson gets the Emmy.
Yes.
That's the one we all said, I hope Louis wins, but you feel like it's such a long shot. He won't. I don't know what that tux was he had on, though.
No, it's very...
I mean, I thought After Six went out of business in the fucking 1980s. But it might have been a tux that he bought in 83. You know, when he was at the Comedy Store. Who else? Patton Oswalt picked up...
Yes.
For best...
Variety special, or yeah.
Now, did you see the picture of Patton Oswalt at the after party? I think it's up on the iBang today, Chris. I hate to make you type, but because I see you're still at Moose Knuckle. But there he is, all by himself at an Arby's, looking forlorn. Looks like he didn't even go inside.
Yeah.
Looks like he sat out on the picnic table out front. But he was a big winner. Who else won last night?
Jeffrey Tambor won last night.
Jeffrey Tambor, who's done an Unmasked.
And and that character is so fantastic. I'm so glad that he won for it.
2 of the 4 Ghostbusters were there last night.
Yeah, I was so excited for Kate McKinnon. That was such a great win.
Kate McKinnon did it. And then Veep, when she went up and talked about her dad. By the way, Elaine Bennis is so fucking gorgeous.
She's so beautiful.
I mean, don't they normally say that it's tougher for women to age? The men from the show look like shit now.
She looks great.
She is hotter than she was when the show was out.
Yeah, she was always attractive, but somehow
she was
now
cute.
she's crazy sexy.
That's the thing. She was cute before.
Yeah.
Late bloomer. She's crazy sexy. You used the correct term. But you see the guys from the show.
They weren't good back then either, really.
Ouch. Come on,
That's
man.
really cool.
Sorry, Jerry.
All right.
If you're listening.
Sorry, Jerry.
Jerry won't because I saw him on the red carpet and he hates cursing.
He doesn't like it.
I don't know why this comic's got a curse. Why did you say it's a curse? You put a curse on someone. You know, what are you doing, cursing? What are these glasses? Why do they call them sunglasses? There's no sun in it. Should be shade glasses. I lost any fucking ability to do them, and I just had him a eunuch who was running around hating curses and finding annoying things.
The beautiful Sarah Paulson won last night.
Sarah Paulson, there couldn't be more distant between her tits.
It's a trend in fashion now. It
had to
goes
be
through trends, like to
2.5
smush
feet.
them. Yeah, you either can smush them apart. Smush them together, or like stretch them apart. That's a good look.
So she stole your gimmick too, because she was sitting next to the prosecutor of the OJ trial, right?
Yeah.
Which is, what's her name again?
Marsha Clark.
Thank you. So she goes, Sarah Paulson, sit next to Marsha Clark, because if you want to win, you should be sitting next to Marsha Clark. And Sarah Paulson starts to go like this. A bill! Bill! Yes! That was very fucking funny. I just screamed. That's Gail's. Aziz did an Unmasked, and he won for writing and directing, and they played him off before he even started to talk.
Yeah. I hate the playoff.
I know. Tambor just yelled at him.
He was like, turn it
stop
off.
it. Stop it.
Just stop playing this.
I will fucking kill everybody in this place.
I believe him.
I'll go Linden Bomber on this whole goddamn place. Linden, New Jersey. Thanks for nothing, you pricks. Is this what you're giving us now?
I don't appreciate it.
Don't like it. I think that's all the connections that we had. I don't think anybody else have ever done in the show, but that's pretty damn good. But it's embarrassing to me that if anyone ever does an Unmasked, I cheer for them forever. Come on, man.
I like that I threw in Sarah Paulson just because I saw her in the hallway. Sarah Paulson, who I stared at.
Speaking of which, Denzel is right down the hall, right? Did you see him?
So they were just about to come out. But yeah, he's here.
Because we got to go to break, and then we'll be right back. This is Bennington. It's the Bennington Show. Now, do you notice that this room is way louder today?
Yes, I have.
Any reason?
I have it I have it where it usually is.
Yes. That's why I said to you, any reason? Because number one, you know that it's where it normally is. And two, we know that it's way louder.
I'm going to talk to engineering again.
Maybe they came and fixed it. That would be something for you to look into. Just looking to have some ears around here. It's the Bennington Show on a Monday. Don't ask me how, but I captured the bombing suspect this morning in Linden, New Jersey. I shot him. I pulled his shirt up, and then I had him taken away on a bed in front of everyone.
You were at the forefront of the story, too. Like, you were breaking news.
Oh, yeah, the night that it happened.
Yeah.
I was with Chris that night. We got together to do voiceover work, which we didn't do. And then after I left, it wasn't long. I said, hey, there's a bombing downtown.
Yeah.
And then you kept sending me back pictures after that.
I was like, where'd you hear this? What happened? I'm looking everywhere. There's nothing.
And then that was after that, bing, I'm getting a picture. Bing, I'm like, okay, I've moved on, Chris.
No, but there's updates, Ron. I just sat up here for hours listening to a police scanner, just seeing what...
Cops going crazy?
They seem calm.
Yeah.
Because I guess they knew people were going to be listening in on them.
But also, it's like New Yorkers do not get freaked out about this.
Yeah.
No one is in a state of weirdness just because there's a mad bomber running around.
But I would imagine that, it's not just that they know people are listening. I bet, that's the way they conduct themselves.
Right.
Because then that's how you have to do it.
You don't want to be screaming and have your buddies
Dear
listen.
God.
Have your buddies listening to that shit later. Are you crying here when you're calling this in?
You guys in the back. He's like,
Two guys in the back.
Such a fucking ridiculous scene.
oh my gosh.
The guy's just looking at his desk, getting fucked with. So what else is happening out there? Oh, we got to go through the football stuff. You running off to do your Snapchat of Denzel?
I'm putting it up right now.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah, I just ran out and snuck a shot.
Oh, I didn't even know that you moved out that fast. Did you get it close to Denzel? Because you're really bad at understanding what the good shot is.
I could come show it to you real quick.
Yeah, come show it to me.
Come show it.
Because there's a way to. Yeah, Denzel looks like a fucking star.
Yeah.
And he was doing the Denzel laugh, too.
Yeah, he was being so very Denzel.
Yeah.
Did not disappoint.
And he's next to Ethan Hawke, and he's next to Chris Pratt, and they're big stars.
Yes.
But Denzel... Okay. Did you notice how loud that lobby is, though, for those people that are trying to listen to Denzel?
It is, yeah. It's
That's
very
something
loud.
I like to talk to Liam about.
It really bothers me. Why did they do it?
See if Liam can stop by at any point today. Now, I'm going to let him get his snap up first, but then I'm going to talk about something else that he did. And then we also got to get to our football pool, which I don't want to give away any numbers, but we're like this year, oh, thank God we're not as bad as last year. We're pretty damn close.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
this was a rough one.
It just seems like there was one certain team that a lot of people expected to do well.
Yeah. I think that's the same thing that happened last year, too. Like the same exact team.
Oh, yeah. But that's what happens if you've got a massive team, you're in trouble with it.
Yeah. And those games are just heartbreaking. Because I know people took them. I'm like, yep, there's so many people gone now. This should have been a goddamn lock.
One of those people, I'll just say it right now, Chris Stanley. Let's see how he did.
Has survived another week.
All right, here's some more names. All buddies here, too. Ari Shafir. Anthony DeVito.
Has survived another week.
How about last year's champion and heavily picked to be the repeat champion, Casey Balsham.
Eliminated.
Casey.
Chad Zumock and Lisa Traeger.
Eliminated.
And I forgot to add Jim Tews to that. They all took the Raiders.
Yeah.
And they were all out. All right. As we said, major upsets out there. Chris Laker, Mitchell Walters, Joe Liss, Tammy Pescatelli, who we always want to do well. Every year she goes out early. Bobby Slayton, who's being run by Flathead.
Yeah.
On 2 different levels.
What?
Barry Crimmins, Jeffrey Gurian, who's really Chris Stanley.
No.
Paul Morrissey, Sam Morrell, Dan Perlman, Jim Florentine,
Oh, God.
Tom Sharpling, Duncan Trussell,
No.
Doug Benson,
Oh
Oh.
my God.
John Renitsky are all.
Has survived another week.
All right. I didn't even notice this, but Ari Shaffir and Anthony DeVito weren't even in with that Panther group. They were in with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'm doing a terrible job of reading this off this year. Dave Hill, your favorite.
Love.
Eliminated.
Heartbreaker.
Luis J. Gomez. Dan Soder, who this is his first year not being out week 1. Tommy Pope
Oh.
and Tim Butterly, who, discussed their pick together. I mean, why are the buddies all showing up? Somebody in there doesn't know football. All of them.
Eliminated.
Dan Soder did twice as well as he has any other year.
That's good.
That's big. That's because he thinks he's picking losers for some reason. And Luis J. Gomez, the real ass dude, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake,
Man.
gone. Liz Barrett, Robbie Slowick, Aaron Berg, all chose together.
Eliminated.
Survive!
No, they survived.
Has survived another week.
Amy Miller, Gary Goldman, Nate Bargatze, Bridget Everett, and Ian Carmel. All our favorites. And one dude I don't know. Oh, Jimmy Schubert and Adam Ferreira. By the way, this might be the most attractive of all the people who root together. There's a lot of attractive people in here.
Has survived another week.
Gino Bisconti,
Daddy?
Lovin' Daddy. Tom Segura. What are you saying oh for?
Just worried.
You already know that. Go ahead and play your thing since you're giving it away. This is a list of people who didn't make it. Sebastian Maniscalco, Open Mike Eagle, Big J. Okerson, Tommy Johnigan, Pete Lee, Kendrick Cunningham, all took the Seahawks. Sorry, guys.
No.
Eliminated.
But there's always next year. So we literally lost half in 2 weeks. Half
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
Last year, the Rams beating the Seahawks took out like 3/4 of the whole league.
The Seahawks are always, it's always like the big
People believe
eliminator.
it
Yeah.
because they went to 2 Super Bowls. And the Rams beat them again this year. No one scored a touchdown in that shitty game. That game should have been called 1962. And only Andy Fiore tonight, only person who wants to get involved in this Bears Eagles debacle. You put up your Snapchat?
Yes, it's up there.
Now, Gail, Vito did something over the weekend up on the iBank today. He's very, very proud of it. He calls it Laughin' Jimmy, the Laughin' Jimmy Fallon story. And the way this works out is, you know how like Christians will see Christ in everyone they meet?
Sure.
Jimmy Fallon seems to see Richard Pryor in everyone that he meets. And he just loses his shit. No matter how unfunny some of the guest stars seem by, most of America, there's Jimmy just losing it. Play a little bit of this, Chris.
Basketball,
coach.
You don't know
play basketball. I'm terrible. Why am I telling you? Angel's better than me. I'm trying.
Wait. Anyway, the bones.
Come on.
It's
Possible.
It's genius.
and sounds like. Scares me to death.
And I'm like, this is so bad. Come on.
And I just took off running. None of it, man.
He laughed.
Did it?
It's amazing like that. He's the most humble, but the coolest. It is. Come on. No.
What again?
They don't like me.
Doesn't matter if it's Dave Chappelle, Donald Trump, doesn't matter who it is.
No.
Laughing Jimmy is laughing his fucking ass off.
And it's the same exact laugh. Yeah. I've noticed that he laughs a lot, but he has the same thing, slaps the desk,
loses his shit,
goes back and forth, and then his laugh is almost like that scene like where the Joker falls off and the thing like over and over. It's crazy.
He fell out of his chair for Nicole Kidman.
Well, he only has blank face or lost his shit face. He doesn't have anything in between.
Yeah, the best is like it starts off like there's some comics. You're like, yeah,
right.
Those people are funny, and then eventually you're like, come on, no way, she's not that funny. Oh, Jimmy.
My favorite is Jonah Hill's facial expression while Jimmy Fallon's laughing.
Fear and shock.
It's like, wasn't that funny?
I just told you a story, man.
This shouldn't be happening.
We went over this a few hours ago.
You've been briefed. You've been briefed on what I was going to tell you.
Gail, your text message from before the show just arrived.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great. I'm so glad it got to you.
So that's up on the iBang. It's really funny. Something to send out to your friends. Because Laughing Jimmy loves to laugh.
And he's only just now getting that heat for the Donald Trump one.
Yeah, everyone's mad at him. People are mad at him over enjoying Donald Trump so much, but he enjoys everyone that much. And when he and Donald Trump played golf with grapes, forget about it. That was fucking magic. That was pure magic.
He actually should put this video out as a defense of himself with Trump. Yes. He goes, look at how much I just enjoyed Mr. Robot. Come on.
Mr. Robot has never made anyone laugh before. He is a tense, Shelby-looking guy.
Tell me you're seeing this too.
No,
in his in his acceptance speech.
By the way, that's the last award you'll get, dude. You know what I mean? Because the heat is already off with the people who were the fans of that show.
By the way, the quoting the movie or the TV show when you accept, it's a very delicate thing. It oftentimes does not come out because it comes out like a King of the World thing,
right? And
it is flat. People
were so pissed that I'm King of the World.
The other one I can think of is who's like, thank God I took the blue pill. Or whatever.
All right, this is the new game. You come up with a movie if you won for it, right? And see, here's what we'll do. We'll do the acceptance speech and see who guesses first.
Okay.
Right? Just imagine you sold an Oscar, right? Mom always told me life is like a box of Oscars. Go! Gail, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. I get my Oscar. You get an Oscar, and I get an Oscar.
There will be blood.
Correct.
Nice.
It's your turn.
He's looking up IMDb.
Come on.
Forget it.
They don't have to be real winners.
Fair, we're not going to play. You went and looked up the IMDb while we're trying to have a game. See, life is, everything is gone now. It's gone because we all depend upon computers. When I first started, we could do trivia questions, right, on the air. We would ask the trivia question at 7 o'clock in the morning. Fucking 9:30, we've taken 1 million calls, and we're still, that's our whole day. We're getting paid. Nope, not that. Now, somebody will have the answer to it in seconds because they phone cheat.
Don't phone cheat. It could be any movie.
It doesn't really matter, though. We live in a world where you can't do stuff anymore. I will tell you, though, last night, the Emmy people, they seem to be getting... The Emmys used to be a relaxed affair.
Yeah.
They're more and more serious about it every year. They think they're better than the movies.
I think that's where we're at now.
The woman who runs the transgender show that you love so much.
Yes, Transparent.
She said, we set out to change the world with this show that's on Amazon.
Yes.
And we did.
Yeah, I was surprised at the we did part of that.
The victory lap that they took.
I mean, and I'm saying this as someone who absolutely adores that show. And I think it's one of the best shows out there, and obviously it's one of the best shows of the time. It's really smart and really cool. But to say, and we did it, a little bit bizarre, a little strange. To say, look, we set out to do something, and it's exciting that people are responding to it.
First of all, they're on the same site that you send your parents Christmas presents from. You know what I mean? Like, it's impossible to sit around and think of that as TV.
Right.
The fact that the Emmys give them awards.
Yes.
Jerry was up on something, I don't even know where it's released. YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
For his driving around with comedians drinking coffee. And you're like, okay, that's a fun thing that he's doing. But is that a TV show? Should that go up? It's 8 minutes whenever he wants to do it. And you're going to put it up against, I don't know who it even ran against, Modern Family or something?
Yeah.
This is the weird place that we live now.
But, yeah, it was Jill Soloway is the name of the creator and writer, and she directs some episodes, I think, that she won for. But the really weird thing is that Jill Soloway and Gabby Hoffman are becoming the same person. They're just merging into one thing. Because Gabby Hoffman kind of plays a character
based on her.
They don't say that, but it's clearly, if you look at her life experiences and you look at the person, the character she plays, and now Gabby Hoffman seems to just be still that character, but then Jill Soloway's around, and it's like they're like two little twins.
Actors do that. Actors just become that thing, and if you're stuck in a TV show, like you could be stuck like that for years. Hey, Rob, what's up, buddy?
Ronnie B, getting back to the Laughing Jimmy Fallon clip, and Gail, you could also, as well, give me your both opinions. Are you guys implying that someone that laughs a lot at just about everything and tends to fall down and cut himself at his own house regularly might have a substance abuse problem?
No, I don't. I'm not accusing him of that. No. I'm just saying some people are easier laughers than other people. I don't. He's an easy laugh.
Look, he's an easy laugh, and I guess the thing that's funny about it is that he enjoys it at the same level. That's what's
no matter who it is.
That's what's particularly funny. Like, you're not going to sit there and if I don't know, J-Law says some joke on your show, you're not going to be like, oh, that's not as funny as a comedian who was just over. Of course, you're going to be a personable person. Right. Like, you have to be if you're going to have that job. It's just hilarious that he gives everyone the same amount of love and attention. Like, exact same.
I bet, that he does this with his deli guy, too, though. I bet the fucking deli guy just crushes him. This is why they probably can't have Jimmy be there when they're picking writers. Because he's probably just losing his shit no matter what jokes they're giving him.
Yeah.
Like, this is fucking awesome. It's probably why they end up playing Frisbee fucking pizza. Because he just thinks it's a great idea.
You know what would be the really funny thing is like going around in the writer's room, pitching stuff to Jimmy, having him laugh at that level, and then you give him your pitch, and then he's just staring at you like, where's the joke in that?
I don't get it. You're like, I'm getting fucking fired. Laughing Jimmy did not fucking bite into this.
Yeah, it just seems like you laughed at everybody else's games. I just thought.
I think you're right, though, when you're saying he doesn't have a level of laugh. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Gigantic laughs. Well, great job on that, Vito. Good editing.
Thank you.
I think it could be one in a series, if I'm going to be totally honest.
Never not laughing Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. You've got to find the least funny people that Laughing Jimmy laughed at. Hey, is there any way we can get Liam to stop by here today?
I texted him. He's going to stop by in the 2:00 hour.
I take it that the person that we thought was dropping in is not?
No, he is not.
You just found that out?
Moments ago? He let me know that he was in a production meeting.
Moments ago, I'm saying?
About an hour ago.
All right. I didn't know about that. All right. No problem. No problem at all. Did you see the Vito sent this in about the guy trying to rescue a kitten in traffic?
Oh, the video is intense. This kitten is in the middle of a highway.
It's Frogger.
And there's cars just like the tires are centimeters away from this kitten. And you're just freaking out the entire time that this little kitten is going to get squashed.
No. Okay. I can't watch this.
There it goes.
I can't watch it. Please don't.
There it is.
Oh, God.
There it goes. This one got him.
Oh, shit. No. Oh, my God. Is it alive?
Yes.
Oh.
There it is.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to puke. This is too intense.
Wait till it gets scratched.
Oh.
I was surprised Vito sent this in.
Oh.
When you see how much blood is in a kitten.
No, please. I'm going to puke. Please. Oh, my God.
Here it comes. This is the next one. Here it is.
Oh, God.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, my God. That is just like.
Here comes the hero.
He has a little hero.
And he's taking him into the car.
Oh, my God.
Instead of just moving him over to the side of the road like I would have.
This is my kitten now.
Fuck this, I'm taking this kitten for myself. So that
cool, free
dude,
kitten.
by the way, he could go on Tinder right now, and every girl would want to be with a guy who rescued a kitten in the highway. Particularly, he's wearing a decent shirt, he's got a nice car.
Yeah, you don't even need a face shot. Like, he doesn't need a close-up. He's just like, I'm this guy, and it's just an image of him picking up a kitten in the middle of the highway.
Highway kitten man.
I put that up there with Vito holding that baby properly.
I know. You did such a good job with that.
I'm going to start letting kittens loose on the highway and go saving them.
Oh, no.
Say, if you get caught letting kittens go, you're
sick.
never going to date. Ever.
I got to be careful about that part. I just got to wear a black mask and let them out. And then I come out on the other side.
I don't know if you realize that the climate of what you're talking about, wearing a mask, running around, disrupting traffic, you're going to be considered an arch terrorist.
Look at the way he looks already.
Look at him like he's our laughing Jimmy Fallon. He loses his shit. A lot of times during the show, I'll be like, this show sucks. Wait, no, it doesn't. Look at Vito. He's fucking dying.
It happens to me a lot. I look over. First, I look at Chris. Nothing. Doesn't think it's funny. And I'm
He's fucking
oh.
tapping away on that phone right now.
And then I see Vito.
What are you tapping for?
Talking to Liam.
I gotta switch you out when you're talking to people.
Okay.
It's too fucking. It's crazy, and you miss 4 fucking things between us today.
I know.
Because you're trying to do too much, Chrissy.
Come on,
Christopher.
Christopher.
Oh, Christopher, you're doing too much, Christopher.
Christopher.
Oh, God.
You either gotta let him be the guy who checks, or you gotta switch out with him, and you can be the guy who checks.
Pick right now. 3, 2,
I can't pick.
1.
Why can't you pick? Here's what Chris wants to
speed?
do.
Was that the
he wants
problem?
to stay here type and go get the guest all at the same time.
If he could do that, if he could actually manage to be also the person who greeted the guest, I think he would do it.
I know he would. Cloning will be the only time that he'll have a team that he's happy with. Vito's is a very competent person.
He is.
You saw his Laughing Jimmy. People love it.
It's
People
great.
Love Laughing Jimmy.
Was that a play on Slippin' Jimmy?
Oh, no. I don't know.
There was also, what was I'm trying to think who did it. Somebody did something, Jimmy Swings? Maybe Van Halen did that? Something Jimmy. There was a guy because the name Jimmy goes perfect with anything.
Yeah.
You know? But there was a guy in LA that they fucking named this song after. All you got to do is this would be a time to type Van Halen and Jimmy, but this was a real dude.
Top Jimmy.
Top Jimmy was his fucking name. Just play a little bit of it, but it's very funny that there was a guy named Top Jimmy. So they just started to fucking do a tune about it. I forgot to tell you how long the intro to every Van Halen song is. I think the hook is Top Jimmy Swings, though. It's not that it's a great song. It's just the fact that some dude, Top Jimmy,
he's Top Jimmy,
finds out that he's in a song.
You guys wrote a song about me? Top Jimmy?
So apparently people send this in to me. Top Jimmy worked at Top Taco Stand outside of the record place, the A&M Records in Hollywood. So they just called him Top Jimmy. Fucking great name.
It's a good song, too.
Well, you know, it's Van Halen. I mean, what are you going to say?
Top Jimmy is my new Top Jammy.
It's Van Halen. No one's going to have complaints with classic Van Halen. Sorry, Sammy.
Yeah, original gangsta Van Halen.
OG. Remember when everyone was excited about their tour? They did half of it, and then we never heard from them again.
What happened? What did they get up to?
You know, your young nephew went there and allegedly got a contact high.
I heard this.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
He was he was like very young when he went, and his parents didn't realize that the Van Halen crew, you know, people were still smoking weed at Van Halen shows.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, he's like, let's go get something to fucking eat. Man, that show was amazing. And he's just fucking greasing just all this food, like more food than they ever saw him eat before. He's talking about how much he just digs David Lee Roth. It's like, that guy's unbelievable.
So great, right? So great.
Did I tell you the thing with him the other day? So he goes to get a flu shot, and according to him, he literally got the flu from it. And he said, they gave me a used needle.
No, they did not.
And that's what everyone said. He goes, well, at least it was a dirty needle. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to, you know, kill me.
He's nuts.
Some people, they're so sensitive, they do get a little bit of flu from the flu.
Yeah. That's kind of what a flu shot is, right? Aren't you getting like a mini or like exposure to it?
Right.
And then the idea is that your body will then fight it.
I remember it was literally one of my earliest memories that they took me to get a polio thing, and they were giving it out in sugar cubes, right? And you're supposed to take it like it was a communion wafer, but I grabbed it with my hand, and everyone just fucking came running, knocking it out of my hand, throwing it away. They were scrubbing my hand down. I guess because I had polio on my fingers. Right?
Oh my gosh.
And then I would have been touching stuff that other people could have somehow touched. But all that doesn't make sense to like a 3 or a 4-year-old.
Right. You're
you
like,
know?
I'd like to feed myself.
How do I fail fucking sugar cube eating? Whenever is there a sweet that I'm supposed to lean in and bite and pick up? I was grabbing it in my dainty little hands to pop it in my mouth.
Like a person would.
Yeah.
Nobody explained Body of Christ to you.
Yeah. Well, I was, I even remember bitching it to my parents about it. Like,
it wasn't clear.
Yeah. A, it wasn't clear. And B, I still didn't even like this fucking situation.
Yeah.
I fucking pick up food before I eat it.
I never did well with any of the shots or blood work?
Oh, man, I remember the first fucking shot you had done. I can't remember what it was for. One of the fucking biggies, right?
Dip tap.
I don't know what it was. So, we take you home. You seem like you're fine. Your fucking mom leaves. Your fever came on like crazy. And I'm holding on, and you're screaming, and your face is so red. And I'm calling your mom, trying to reach your mom on the other phone. This is like a pre-cell phone world. When I got a hold of her, I'm like, I think they gave her,
Yeah.
I think they gave her the fucking thing. I can't tell you how. And your mom's like, that's all part of it. Don't. I go, no, fucking get back here, because this can't be right. She came back. She's fine. You get a little bit of a fever. But I don't know whether you've ever been with a baby with a fever, but it's like they just turn red hot.
Yeah. It's like holding like a hot water bottle.
Yeah. And like you were screaming like you were on fire. And I was like, I'm not a first responder in that thing. Like if someone needs a joke in a couple of minutes, I can probably sit down, come up a catchphrase.
Sure.
I'm there for you. A fucking slug line. I'll come up with
You're
something
right there.
quick.
You're on it.
But I did not know what to do with a baby, which I took your temperature 130.
What?
God.
Seems
How
high.
did I live?
Well, you were brain damaged from it.
Huh?
Yeah.
But I'm better now, right?
We started to call you Top Jimmy after that. Top Jimmy cooks.
Well, that part's pretty cool.
Top Jimmy swings. See, I got a feeling I just noticed with you today. You don't go deep with Van Halen. You just go the radio
No,
hits.
I go the radio hits. Well, I mean, I was a baby when I loved Van Halen, so maybe I need to go deep with them.
I don't know whether you've ever made the commitment to Van Halen that I would have liked to have seen.
Yeah, I mean, I had a very superficial crush on Ponytail Dave.
I don't think it was that superficial.
You think?
You cried when his videos were over, and that's not fucking even making that up. Because you thought that he was going to come on TV and stay on TV, not just be there for a 3-minute video.
Right, I needed a 24/7
Yeah.
Ponytail
But
Dave
you would
channel.
run to fucking TV and put your hands on it and try to kiss it and stuff. And we would be like, this is really uncomfortable. She might be too into some of this too early. But you only like the hits. You're like Vito with Springsteen. You don't go deep.
You know what? That's a perfect way to explain it. I am to Van Halen as Vito is to Springfield.
Yeah.
Springsteen.
Springfield.
Springfield also.
Yeah, Springfield, the town that Homer Simpson lives in.
I just always wanted him to go deeper with that.
Louis J. Gomez is already up for the part of the person who has gone around bombing everybody. I bet do you think the cops feel better now or tip of the iceberg?
I guess like their work is not done at this point. I bet that there's still so much more to do, but there's got to be a huge relief.
This is one of those things that you got to get it off. You got to solve the crime quickly, have a face for people to feel normal about themselves.
Yeah.
They can't feel like Mad Bomber is running around.
Well, that's like one of those really strange things. Like, there's no reason that we should believe like, oh yeah, 100%. It's just this one guy. They got him. There's no reason that we should. However, when you get that, news update, you're like, great. So that's going to be taken care
Good.
of.
Off the table.
So
I can go back to 23rd and 6th like I love to. And I'm watching people on TV and they're talking about Chelsea and they're like, this is very packed. And I'm like, not necessarily. If you look at New York City on a Friday night, 23rd and 6th is much less than about 100, 200, 300 other fucking corners.
Yeah. Well, that's why when, people were saying, what was it, specific, the targeting, and I was like, there's a million other spots that could, that's not the busiest corner.
Right.
There wasn't anything.
I mean, he could have gone over 2 blocks the other way.
Yeah.
And you're in the Village. I don't know. But I don't know why anybody does anything. I guess we'll have to ask Top Jimmy.
Top Jimmy will know. He's got all the answers.
I'm going to ask Chris this, and I hate to get him into the show today because I know it's been a weird day for you. But is there a band that you would say that you would like, but you only know their hits?
I think for a while I would say I like Billy Joel, like a long time ago, but I only know Piano Man.
He has sat on this show time and time again, despising Billy Joel. This is the first time that I ever heard him say that he likes Billy Joel.
You said you hate him.
Years ago, I would lie and say, yeah, I like Billy Joel. Just because everyone is like people in college.
And by the way, you know a lot more than. But you went to a college where people were big Billy Joel fans.
I went to the same college. I've never heard a deep Billy
You
Joel.
are covering up like you're friends with the bomber today.
What's going on? Is that where the tension is? Do you have something to hide?
There's nothing to hide.
Do you want to share something with us?
There's nothing to share.
Hide or share. God, he's suspicious.
This was written. Chris is notorious for saying he hates Billy Joel. One time we had, I forget what her name is. She used to work with Martha Stewart's daughter.
Hut?
Yeah. Hut. We had Hut in. And Hut loves Billy Joel and was singing along with the songs. And Chris was annihilating her for his distaste for Billy Joel.
Really?
And the third time today, I've tried to get a conversation going, and he brings up such an obvious conversation stopper.
Yeah, and I wonder why. Because, like, I can't
fuck
really.
With me?
Because that's fuck with you,
dude. I like the show Punk. If I'm being punk, I fucking love it.
He does
There's
enjoy
no
a punking.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not used to being the punked, but he's game.
You know what?
You'll have fun with it, won't you?
Just fucking bring Sal Vancano in from the other room. All the boys. I'll laugh along. I'm
Sure.
a part of it. What are you wearing? An earpiece? Because that's great. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to fucking top Jimmy me.
I would never top Jimmy you.
What's that mean?
Not sure. But I think it's a bad thing if I was to try to top Jimmy you.
This also says that Top Jimmy went on to form a band. Top Jimmy and the Somethings. I don't know who they are here.
Really?
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's already started. He had the
He's
jump
got cred.
All right. When I go to Gotham, I always park on West 23rd Street between 6th and 7th. Again, that's what I'm saying. That's a place where you're going to park and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, anybody who was parked there wasn't getting their car back, and there were a lot of people freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get that car back. There was a woman with a rented car. It was costing her every day.
Oh, no.
Dude, I was watching New York 1 that night, and there was a guy that was like old school 1978 Puerto Rican on there, and he was talking about he was helping people, and he took video, and he was just holding this video up, and look, he's like this. Look at this lady. That's lacerations on her face. And the guy's like, well, we can't tell exactly. And he's like this. No, I know exactly. I know what lacerations look like. He was so fucking funny.
At one point, they took a phone call from someone who sounded so much like Jeffrey Gergen.
Everyone
I was like,
sounds
Jeffrey?
like him.
Is that you?
That woman, it was a woman or a guy who sounds like a woman. And it was like this. I was sitting in my apartment. And no, it wasn't that loud. No matter what they were asked, she wouldn't go with the
Just
bit.
not go with the
People were
bit.
running. Well, one person might have been running, and there's a person that came up and had FBI on his jacket, but I don't know if that was FBI because I've never seen an FBI person before, and I didn't know whether the jacket should have even been there. Now I was going to Dangerfields. Look, there is a fucking story in Jeffrey's column this week. So I'm out and I see a person on stage that I've never seen before, but he's so familiar and I thought I saw him something. And then I remember he was my teacher at the Apple store for how I learned Final Cut.
Oh my God.
And his name is Greg Stone.
Oh my God.
Greg Stone was Jeffrey's fucking teacher.
That is so funny, dude. Could you imagine having to be his teacher?
There are some days that I'll read Jeffrey's column in the Interrobang. Just go look at it every day, and you'll just the column sometimes reads like this: Jeffrey, 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 and Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, 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 Jeffrey. I'm like, I mean, I know he's unhandleable, but I don't know why. And then, and it'll be like this. It'll be like this. I ran into President Obama at Gotham, and I showed him my book. A man robs a bank with his chin. And it's an amusing story about, you're just like, what the fuck happened to Obama? I saw Richard Pryor, and he remembered that I was at Gotham 3 years ago with my book, Robbing a Bank with Your Chin.
God, how many plugs is this going to get?
Jeffrey, Jeffrey, Jeffrey. It's just like little blue so you can click on.
Oh my God.
You can just click on the link and it'll just
immediately buy purchase it.
No, then you just read Jeffrey, 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 Jeffrey. How many times, like, well, the last time the comics brought up Jeffrey, we were doing Comedy 101, and there was just a light over him, and you just see a deadpan face, right? Just deadpan staring, and I'm seeing the rest of the room just exploding and laughter. People were running up the wall, doing backflips, and I just see Jeffrey just looking deadpan. And then Big J brings him up, and you just see Jeffrey smiling.
Finally. But you know what?
My name is being brought up.
After every gig, he will always say, like, that was so funny. And I'm like, but I saw you, and you
just
bored.
Don't laugh. You look
like,
dead inside.
And then he always says, like, you know me, I don't laugh.
Except for if someone mentions my name, and then it's a big smile, and I hold
I laugh like a child and with joy.
My prostitute and I found the show to be very funny.
Oh my God.
So this is Jeffrey's column. This is how Jeffrey deals with this fucking thing. This is Jeffrey dealing with the bombing. When I go to Gotham, I always park on West 23rd Street between 6th and 7th Avenue, exactly where the explosion took place. And because I went to see Brian on Friday night, I didn't go back Saturday, which is exactly when the explosion took place. So he made it about himself.
Oh my God.
This reminds me of a story about when a man robbed a bank with his chin. How fucking funny is that, though?
Oh my God.
He's the best.
Luckily, I jumped around out of the way of the blast.
My jumping skills are impeccable.
My two best friends have a podcast, Guys That We Fucked. One of them was my assistant, and P.S. I never fucked her. I'm like, no shit. We should just fucking call up Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you okay? When that blast happened, I thought it was you.
I was so worried. I know you park near there.
Is the Jag okay?
Greg Stone was on this show, and he looked so familiar for me, but not from the comedy scene. After the show, at the after party, we tried to figure out how we knew each other. And then he told me that he was the guy who used to work at the Apple Store who helped me learn how to edit on Final Cut Pro, and told me he wanted to be in comedy. Well, he sure is now. Jeffrey. You got Greg's phone number?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
I imagine that would be very trying to have to be Greg Stone.
I can't imagine. I'd rather teach an elephant how to tap dance.
Look, it's never easy teaching someone new
Sure.
technology, but that in particular.
Wait, so where do I put the comedy in?
And then comedy comes out.
And then you just look over and he's holding a giant pencil. Huh? He's put a spoon up to his eye and he's just sitting there looking at you.
Big J's impression.
Do
He's
it.
just taking notes like this.
That Big J impression is the funniest fucking thing ever.
Sometimes he says it's just his camera. It's such a good bit.
But when you think you're having a conversation.
A private conversation. Maybe you're like talking shit on a club owner or something.
This fucking
you're just
club
like,
is going
"Hey, fucking
downhill
fuck me. Can you
so bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Comedy matters.
That's all comedy matters. Now, if you jump around all the time, too, how do you not know Greg Stone? He's everywhere.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
He's the future of this whole fucking shithouse.
He's next gen.
Well, I jump around so much, I must have jumped away from him. It's like my book, Robbing a Bank with His Chin. Man robs a bank with his chin. And there's other things in there, like a man puts noodles into his shoes.
Like, it sounds like an exaggeration, but even having a conversation with him, the amount of times I've heard him say that exact sentence.
Of course.
All the time.
Because he
Man
brands.
robs bank with his chin.
And he never pushes Laughing Legends or
Why
whatever is on.
doesn't he?
I don't know. It's man. Everything about him is man robs bank with his
He
chin.
loves that book.
And I'll read Jeffrey's column, and there's just a guy holding up man who robs bank with his chin every
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, Laughing Legends is like the sad stepsister.
I know.
Like, it does not give the attention deserved.
It's not surreal enough. All right, we have Jeffrey's Apple comedy teacher, Greg Stone. Greg.
Yeah.
Buddy, we just, you made the big time. We read all about you in Jeffrey Gurian's column today. And
Oh, I didn't know.
how you gave him computer lessons.
Oh my God. Computer lessons. I went to his house once. He bought me Chinese food. First of all, I am not a guy who's good with computers. I'm just the guy who would check people in. Like, I was just standing at the Apple store, and I'd be like, okay, here, I'll bring you to a genius. I meet him. Now, I'd never seen Jeffrey Gurian before. I love Jeffrey, sweet guy. But if you see him for the first time, you're like, I'm in.
Yeah.
What is this? I'm in. Whatever you want, yes, this is whatever life. He says, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, once you see him once, it's like if you saw him in a crowd 10 years later,
Yeah.
you're like, I know that dude.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like when you finally get the magic eye, you can't like unsee what you just saw.
Yeah.
That's Jeffrey.
Yeah. I was also an aspiring comedian, and then he told me he was in comedy.
Yeah.
And when you see a guy like kind of looks like that, you go, "There's no way you're going through life. This guy has to be set. Like he has to be doing something."
Yeah.
Because he's got like the fun outfits and whatever. He's a great guy.
But
Brings me to his house. Oh, go ahead.
no, I want to hear. He takes you to his house. What'd you do then? You took your shirt off? What happened?
No. Pants first, shirt on. I have respect. He says, "I need your help. Look at my computer screen. It's there's something wrong." And you know how people put things on their, like you'll have there's too much on my desktop.
Right.
You couldn't see the picture on his desktop. He had hundreds of thousands, like everything that's ever been saved was just lying there. And I was just like, buddy, I don't know what to do. I just try to start putting things in. He showed me a bunch of pictures. Like his whole house is he's got all these great pictures of him with comedians and all this stuff. And it was really cool because I was just starting comedy in New York.
Yeah.
Couldn't help him. I don't think I helped him. There was nothing to be done. It's like I walked over to the guy on the street and he's just bleeding out, and I'm like, this is over my pay grade, pal.
Well, he brings up his house, Gail. You got to go over for this reason. It looks like the lobby of any comedy club. The pictures are even lined up tight like they are in a comedy club. And it's just like if you went to the cellar, but Jeffrey's face was superimposed next to each person there, right? That's what it looks like.
Between living in that environment and then spending his life jumping around, it's like that's where he's most comfortable. Like he just always wants to be in the comedy club.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
All white. You've been there? You've seen it?
I've been there. It is.
All
it's
white.
completely white. And then there'll be like kind of dead air balloons and different, like they'll have a pot on the refrigerator and it's just balloons stuck into it, right? That are losing air.
Why?
I don't know why.
That's a
Those
weird
are the comedians who have died.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that dead balloon
their
comedians.
souls that he
The souls.
collects.
Yeah.
He sucks their souls out with this balloon thing.
It could be a conspiracy, but is Jeffrey Gurian behind every comedy death?
Yeah.
He's always there, jumping around.
So, Greg, was it years?
Dies, he walks behind him.
Yeah. Was it years
Yes.
since you had seen him? Yeah.
I spent years in the apartment. Is that what you're asking?
No. He said he had a hard time remembering who you were, and then you told him, and then he said how funny you become, and you're such a good writer. It's very funny.
I saw him in 2008 or 9, and then I don't think I saw him. Well, I saw him because I used to do the strip. And here's the thing, I always be like, this is Jeffrey Gurian. I mean, I saw him consistently throughout time, but I didn't bring it up to him until like later. And then I think I don't know, but I was like, yeah, Jeff, I don't know. I've seen you twice a week for the past 8 years. Fair enough.
All right. So either he didn't have a lot to write about this week, or he forgot completely.
Yeah, I mean, in his defense, he didn't know I was a comedian when that whole thing happened.
Right.
Like he just thought I was a guy who fixes computers, and I don't know anything about computers. I don't even know why I even said yes to go to a man's apartment for Chinese food. He gave me Chinese food. It was very nice.
I'm surprised that you didn't wake up on a slab somewhere. You're in a hostile movie.
Well, I did go with another guy.
Yeah, it was smart.
God knows what happened to Lenny.
Yeah.
He's one of the balloons now.
Well, when I went over his apartment, I was just faking that I was talking on the phone. Yes, I'm going into Jeffrey's apartment right now. I'll be out in a half an hour. No, I promise you.
Check up on me if I don't.
Half an hour.
Well, congratulations.
If I'm not out in a half hour, call me.
Dude, I feel like you made it now.
Nah, you definitely
you're in that
have.
column.
I didn't read it yet. I don't even know. I just woke up.
All right, well,
I just watched
I'm sure your phone is just blowing up with the amount of people. I shouldn't even say blowing up because of what's happening.
This current
in the
climate.
Oh, God, rest in peace, please.
All right, sorry that you're out of the football pool too.
What can we do?
Half the people are gone now, so you're in good company.
Well, that's good. We'll all be dead together.
All right, talk to you later, my friend.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Peace. Love him.
He's made it. He's
we wake him
finally made it.
I don't believe so. I think he just woke up. I didn't talk to him on the phone.
Did we wake him up? Did you call him?
I called him. I don't think we woke him up.
I know the way these comedians are, though. And they, like, we normally book comics at 2, and they're like, oh, fuck, okay. Hopefully I can get up by then.
How often do, like, comedians come in 2 o'clock with, like, full sleepy eyes?
Yeah. Well, I've done
creases on their face.
I've done Opie's show, and the comedians just come in. Like when you go to commercials, they're just kind of sitting there,
just leaning against the mic.
I mean, they're up at crazy hours, and then you're juiced up too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, let's suppose you kill at 1:30 in the morning. You're like leaving there, like, oh fuck, man, life is fucking good.
Yeah, it takes so long to come off of adrenaline. So if you do anything exciting late at night, even if it's something dramatic, and you're just like, oh my god. Now I can't sleep for hours.
I'm sure that Bombers, you know what I mean? It was probably tough for him to get to sleep after his Bombers.
I know.
And then once he saw his picture out there,
he probably got woken up to the alert, just like everyone else.
Now here's the thing with the phone. I'm not an alert guy. I didn't say, oh, please give me any breaking news stories, right? So I have no choice. If I have a phone, I just get this and Amber Alerts.
There might be a way to go through the settings to turn off emergency alerts, but yeah, it's not like an app where you chose to have alerts or not. It's just the default, and it's like the emergency broadcast kind of thing. It's just for those things. But I think that De Blasio was saying that it hadn't been used in this way yet in New York City. So we've used it for like Amber Alerts or Silver Alerts. But this is the first time that they were saying, you New Yorkers, look out for this specific dude.
Which is not like a future movie where everyone gets a picture. I mean, how many times have we seen that of the person's picture popping up? And we're always rooting for the guy who's trying to get away from the government doing that. I'm saying in sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
And now we're on the other side because I'm immediately like, I'm pretty sure that's my fucking pizza guy. Motherfucker. I got 2 alerts last night. First one says, a man robs a bank with his skin is now available. By the way,
that went out to the whole tri-state area.
When Greg Stone says, I've seen you twice a week for 8 years.
Jesus.
You know he's telling the truth. So now I know that only New York City people got that alert. That alert wasn't given out to people in
Jersey,
in the suburbs,
right?
Which is weird.
So
that's where they found him.
That must be then. That was De Blasio's call. Then, like that's why he was speaking about it. So that whole like Amber Alert thing must go citywide as opposed to like state.
Well, the Silver Alerts bug the shit out of me because it could be an old man just going out to have a drink.
Yeah.
Why does he have to? Why does he have to turn around and say where he is? He's an adult.
Yes,
his hair's silver. That's all.
Right.
Your hair's still silver. Stay home now. You can't go out there. A man tried to rob a bank with his chin, and you're gonna go out and talk to your lady friends.
I'm slapping a Silver Alert on his ass.
Silver Alert this motherfucker right now till he comes back with my scooter bike. I saw, you know how we were talking about the Hells Angels patches and stuff?
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of fucking middle-aged fat guys riding bikes with wearing colors.
Really?
Like that. Yeah.
And did they seem like legit?
I mean, they're on bicycles. Bicycles.
Oh, bicycles.
They're in the bike lane, yeah. I saw this the other night, the night that I was with you.
Like a
Saturday
cyclist?
night when all hell broke loose. First, Greg Stone shows up with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I've seen you twice a week for the past 8 years. Why are you writing about me now? Man, wrap the bank with it. A man robbed the bank with his chin. That's what I'm trying to say.
So what's these cyclist colors?
A man robbed the bank with his chin. Did you get the book?
Yeah, I got it. I got the book.
I've written another one. A woman looked like she had bagels on her legs.
What is
Remember
that?
how many times he told that story?
What's that?
His grandmother used to roll her stockings down, which people in the 1930s did.
Sure.
And then he thought it looked like bagels, so he put cream cheese on it.
On her knees or?
Right on that part of the stocking. I'm sure it's in the book.
I don't know. That story makes me uncomfortable. It seems a little bit Freudian or something.
I think Jeffrey used to write for Weekly World News.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you another, Jeff. Probably shouldn't even tell her this. But he has a bunch of pictures, and some of them he's much younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got this really dark mustache, like a big YMCA mustache.
Oh, that's cool.
And he'd be shirtless and shit and just fucking strapped, man.
What?
Just fucking, yeah, you see him with these strippers. He's just fucking, the girls are holding his guns, and he was just wild back in the day, yeah.
I want to see this cool mustache.
I'll get him to bring in pictures.
I would love to see.
Next time. He loves to bring in pictures. I mean, you don't know the amount of pictures he has of himself.
I remember the first time he asked for a picture with me. I was very excited.
Now, how many have you taken with him? 800?
Couple dozen. Yeah.
Every place you go, can we get a quick pic? I go, I know I got a lot of pictures with you.
Take two.
Yeah, but I just want to get to from the belt up, Vito, belt up. I'm going to call this man robs a bank with his chin. Everyone put their chins out.
I really hate posing for this for the 7th time with you, Jeffrey.
By the way, don't you wish we had Jeffrey in here today now after talking about him
I
so
do.
much?
I miss him.
Sure you do.
Well, I told you I missed him over the weekend when that New York One caller called in. It was Cheryl Willis, who I was very upset that she was behind the desk
She
for
was
this.
so confused.
She was not good, but you know what? On the flip side, we could have had Roma Torre, and that wouldn't have been any better.
Let me tell you, what was the one who was on the other night?
Cheryl Willis.
She goes like this, and I'm not fucking making this up at all, Chris. Breaking news, and this is just in, and it's very important. And we try to bring you breaking news first here at New York One, because you should know the news the second that it comes in. That's why it's very important for us that when the breaking news happens, you get the
Oh my
news.
God, just say it, Cheryl.
They found another bomb.
Cheryl!
I'm not fucking kidding
Cheryl,
you.
say that first and immediately.
She rambled on. And you know, my biggest fucking problem was when someone doesn't get to the point. Especially, I'm not talking about if we're just sitting around.
Right.
We're wondering whether we're going to get an iced tea or not. Go ahead and ramble. But when it's a business meeting and someone's going like this, got the perfect idea. You might not think it's perfect, but
Okay.
you know, I think it might work, but take what you will of it.
Yeah.
And do what you will.
Go ahead.
All right. You know what a microphone is, right?
Yes, of
But I'm
course.
not really saying a microphone, you know?
Get to the point.
What are you trying to say?
Well, the bit would be, and tell me whether you like it or not, because it's going to be up to you. But the bit is going to be... and I'll fucking... And you'll be surprised, now I pointed out to you, the amount of people who do it.
It's very annoying. But yeah, when Cheryl was on there and she was not doing a very good job, I was just excited when they got a call from Dean Meminger. I was like, oh, thank God, Dean's on the case. Now I feel good.
This is gonna fucking blow your mind here. So I'm watching, and standing and just around with everybody else is the big guy from NBC, Lester Holt. And he's just like acting like he's a beat guy Saturday night.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Instead of going to the studio, he was hanging around, and you just see like Lester Holt doing some on the street reporting. And I'm going to point something out about Lester Holt. Look at him now, and look at him back when he was just a weekend guy. He looks like he's lost 35 pounds of muscle. You know what I mean?
He's
he was a nice, big, broad guy.
Yeah.
And now you just see him just disappearing into a jacket.
Yeah, he is very slight now. You're right. He's just narrow. He's like a narrow, pointy dude. You're right. He kind of had like a bigger jawline, too.
All right, Kyle sending these pictures of young Jeffrey Gurian. But look at him.
Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Is that mustache unbelievable?
That's incredible.
Look at the one with him and Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh my God. Dude, this is great. The stash is incredible.
Well, there was a time, like when I was growing up in Philly, the second a person could grow a mustache, they did. And I'm talking about everyone you knew from
Right.
12th grade to death had the biggest mustache they could. It did not occur to anyone not to have a mustache.
And just a mustache, right?
No one grow a beard.
Yeah.
That was considered weird.
It was weird and like kind of like shady or untrustworthy.
Yeah.
A mustache is what a gentleman wore.
You know what's funny though? Go to Philly. It's still a very mustache town.
It is. You know what else is another big mustache town?
What?
Chicago still likes a mustache. Like they still rock a mustache very seriously. Like, no irony, no, like, throwback vibe.
Just the mustache.
Just like a very earnest man's mustache.
My dad had one for the longest time. When I see pictures
Really?
of him, like, oh, that's a big mustache.
Everyone had a mustache.
Yeah.
Everyone that I know.
Like, when I was a baby, you had a mustache.
Well, everyone had a mustache and a newsboy cap wherever I went in those days.
It's a great look.
It's fucking ridiculous. But it did not occur to me not to grow a mustache. It would have been weird to not have a mustache.
Right. You wouldn't look like an adult.
Yeah.
You would not look like an adult man if you did not grow. Now, that must have been a very rough time for those who just, they grow a shabby mustache. You know, like some people just grow a shitty mustache.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing when you first started to grow a mustache when you were, your first run when you're like 8th, 9th grade. And Uncle would always do one. You want me to put some milk on that for you? You're like, what? For the cat to lick it off, huh? For the cat to lick up that mustache you're trying to grow. You're like, we get it. You got a big, thick mustache. I'm 13. Let's let it come in.
Give me time, sir. I'm just a boy.
I've known people who have I'll tell you someone I never saw without a mustache his entire life. Prince. Always had some kind of a tiny, weird, and wide. You know what I mean? Like, he was a good-looking guy. The mustache only hurt him. Only hurt.
And he eventually got the small mustache, but he started with like a thick mustache.
Yeah.
Like on that first album, doesn't he have kind of like a thick, kind of 70s mustache?
I call it an Italian lady's mustache. So that was pretty cool. We saw Denzel down there.
It was very cool.
Big fucking star.
He was being so very Denzel. The comedian, like, oh, that's really Denzel. It's crazy.
He's the real deal.
And sitting with Ethan Hawke, who I adore, as you all.
What made Denzel a movie star? He was a TV star first, right?
Yeah.
I never watched this TV show, but he was a doctor.
Yeah.
But what was the movie? Was it Glory?
That's what he won for, right?
Yeah, but
but like, wasn't he in something before that kind of got him to that? Like, was he in something that was more?
Nodding along.
I mean, the Preacher's Wife was pretty big.
I thought that even came after Glory, though. Because that was like a movie star role rather than an acting role. Look, Chris is looking it up like he did with the way he ruined the game earlier by cheating.
Malcolm X, I'd say, is what made him a real star.
He wasn't a star before then?
He had to be.
I mean, it seemed to me like, oh, I'm so excited to see Denzel playing Malcolm X. Malcolm X had to come after Glory, right?
It did, yeah.
No, Glory made him. I mean, he definitely was a star with Glory. When he won that Oscar, people went ape shit. They were so happy. And then the second Oscar, everyone was just like, of course, why not? Go fucking help yourself to as many Oscars as you want. You're Denzel.
Pelican Brief? Or was he a star at that point?
I felt like he was a star. I mean, he was as big a star as Julia Roberts, and she was the biggest star in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Now, what was his TV show that he's...
St. Elsewhere.
Yeah.
See, I never watched that show.
I know nothing about it. Nothing about it
I just know about the
whatsoever.
last episode. Did you ever hear about that?
Mm-mm.
So they do this fucking show. It lasts for like 7 years, right? I mean, it's a long fucking
It's a good
show.
run.
Yeah. And it's got all kinds of fucking stars in it. Stars that were killed off on the show. One of those type of things. So then, the last episode, it's snowing when they're walking out of the St. Elsewhere hospital. And all of a sudden you see the snow coming down. And it's a snow globe, right? And it's an autistic kid staring at a fucking snow globe. And the man who plays one of the big doctors comes walking in, but he's a blue collar guy, and he's saying hi to his autistic kid. And you find out that the whole entire series was just a daydream that an autistic kid was working out.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there anything else in the show
Never.
that was surreal?
Not once.
It was like ER.
It was like ER. He's right.
What?
It was
ER
the ER of its time. It It was the ER of the Miami Vice days.
I have chills.
I know. So did America. And you would be surprised. Like, instead of going, that was trippy and great, people were like, fuck this show. Fuck everything. Whatever happened.
I like the idea that it's popular for 7 years and then immediately, boo!
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 Boo, Jimmy Kimmel! Boo! Jordan, what's up?
Yes, sir. I was trying to remember Denzel, the very first movie he was in.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Mother Jugs and Steel.
Speed.
Is that the name of it?
Mother Jugs and Speed, and that was Bill Cosby.
Speed. That's it. Speed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Denzel would have been like fucking 14 when that came out, or 12. So that's racist. Patrick in Kentucky.
Bennington, love you guys. Love you, Gail. Love you, Ron.
Love you.
Wasn't his first breakout like Mo Better Blues?
I'll tell you this, I love Mo Better Blues.
Great flick.
Yeah, he was amazing in it. There's a couple scenes I don't like too much, but and that was a Spike Lee joint. But he was big enough at that time that he told Spike he wouldn't take his shirt off in the sex scenes, and it caused a lot of things. Like, is there something wrong with his nipples? Like people were bringing that up. So what year was that out, Chris?
That was 90. More Better Blues.
More Better Blues.
Mo Better Blues.
And anything big before that?
Glory was 89. St. Elsewhere was 88. Was when that show ended.
Wow. So Glory
really was the birth.
Yeah, and that made him a movie star. I mean, he got a fucking Oscar on his first big movie. And he's unbelievable in it.
Yeah.
Like when you say it, you get choked up.
So good.
And then he's actually very funny. And he's like a serious actor, but then he's like an action star. But this is something I was told by a guy who's directed him, that Denzel can put on a fucking baseball cap, walk through Times Square, stop, get a newspaper, no one sees him. The second he decides to be Denzel, a fucking crowd breaks out.
Really?
He can turn Denzel on and off. He can decide, maybe he's such a good fucking actor that he just morphs into, I'm nobody, I'm just a regular guy here. But they said he could just decide to just put his head up
and be Denzel,
and be Denzel, start laughing, smiling, seeing people, and they said people will come running to be with him.
Yeah, that's got to be the actor skill.
Do you know who that dude brought in today?
No.
That's something we need to be on. No, can't be where we're at with this. Did you talk to that other person?
Yep.
Is everything moving along there?
Everything's moving along, and I'm going to meet with you about it after.
Good. Here comes Liam, everybody. Liam, who we haven't seen.
Hi.
What's
Liam,
going on?
well, we wanted to say two things to you. One, very positive.
Okay.
The other, maybe something we can work on.
Okay.
Number one, what you did for Gail the other day.
Oh my God, that was
amazing. With the Laura Jane Grace?
Yes.
Inviting her in.
That was
let her have that
sweet.
experience.
And then getting me the signed CD.
Of course.
It was so exciting.
You say of course, but you don't do stuff like that very often. So
No, it was very
That's wonderful.
It made my day, and it was a very, very cool experience.
Now, I want to point this out, though, and I know this isn't your responsibility. I go down there to see Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Why are so many people talking in the lobby when those other people are trying to watch?
And not a whole lot of respect for the talent that was in there. Although I think Chris Pratt, he's pretty sexy right now. You'd think that you'd have the respect.
3 giant stars.
Massive, yeah.
And but you're also showing
Ethan.
They're showing no, Ethan Hawke is a giant star.
Is he?
We love him.
Is it because of what was the thing that he was in recently?
Boyhood?
Deal? No. Well, I thought that wasn't that good. I never saw it. I don't know.
It should have won the Oscar.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it should have won the Oscar. And then he's been 3 midnight films, so that's 4 classic films that he's been in.
Sunrise.
Then,
was he in The Purge?
Yeah, he was in The Purge, which was a hit.
Right.
But he also was in like Captain, My Captain, The Captain Story.
What was the movie he was just in where he plays the jazz?
Born to be
Chet
Blue.
Baker. Oh yeah,
Born to be Blue.
So good. He was so good in that.
He was the '90s boy. Like, oh, you better love me. I'm an indie rocker.
Yeah.
Don't go loving Ben Stiller.
Sure.
That was so he's a huge star.
Okay. Fair enough.
Chris Pratt, huge star.
Yeah, on top right.
And then Denzel may be the biggest star of all time.
Yes.
You have an audience who wants to see them. those fucking people shouldn't be fucking that loud in the lobby.
Yeah,
A lot of times they're employees.
Yeah, it's a lot of employees. I think that they have been desensitized to what's going on up here, so you don't recognize the star power, and everyone's just like, "Oh, I can hang out."
Who's in charge of that whole thing?
Of the event?
Of all the events. So who's the top person?
I mean, ultimately it goes up to Scott, I would assume.
Get me an interview with Scott, and I will say I will be the person who polices that room.
Okay.
All right.
And I will bring a dignity to that. Because I don't permit that during a mess. I want everybody inside.
Agreed.
I don't want anybody out in the...
But don't you see that when you go elsewhere? If you go to a comedy club, like a bigger comedy club, not the Cellar, but if you go to Caroline's and you're back in the backstage area or whatever, you got the entourage of the people who are just dangling on, and they're all shooting shit, not paying attention to what actually is going on stage.
Don't bother. I don't care if you're behind the scenes doing that. Shut the fucking door.
Yeah.
Don't bother the audience.
No,
though.
I agree.
It's gotta
I
stay
agree. Yeah,
gigantic.
because people are sitting there. That's
I
right.
have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Can we get some signs? Please quiet. Taping in progress.
So
be a human, because this is our business.
I think
okay?
be a human is the first part. Be a human. Live taping in progress.
So we tried something like that when it came to food because employees couldn't behave themselves with food. So we would lay out food for subscribers that would come up for an event, and the employees would come along and eat all the food before the subscribers ate anything.
Oh my God, that's so
disgusting.
embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. I hate that. Oh, what? Are you one of them?
No.
He
It
just
sounds
looked at
like-
you
No.
and he gave you a face.
No.
Are you one
I
of
just
them?
wanted to hear if he chimed in,
Are you one of
and he didn't say anything.
What you doing at?
No, I'll leave it alone.
So they put up signs. They made signs saying food is for guests only, not for employees or something like that. And people complained to human resources enough to the point that the signs got pulled down.
Okay.
They made a stink saying,
Because there shouldn't
treat us
be.
like human beings. You don't have to put up signs. We're respectable enough. And the answer is, no, you're not.
But you know what? Well, you wouldn't have to put up a sign if people could act like,
Yeah.
look, it's if you worked in a restaurant, you wouldn't go over, oh my God, look at this food.
Right.
And start eating off a plate. That's for somebody else.
There's always banter going on behind the scenes in the kitchen or whatever. You don't want to
Right.
hear what's going on in the kitchen, but the dining room floor, just like you're saying in the lobby where the audience is, quiet, respectful. I
Look,
agree.
tell these people, come out to any event that I'm in, because I'll fucking kill somebody on my team.
They will do.
That do not, I swear to God, I want a professional event.
Sure.
And you do, I mean, look, I've worked in radio my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You think I ever worked in a place where Denzel's going to come in with Chris Pratt?
Crazy.
And Ethan Hawke?
Crazy.
It doesn't
Right.
happen.
No, it's a
Never
big day.
happens. Yeah.
Act like it.
Right.
Act like this is a big, exciting day, guys.
Yeah.
Or else you should be in a different business.
Yeah. I think people get so excited about it that, I mean, they were standing out there. I was only there for a few minutes, but I heard them talking about how cute he is and where Chris Pratt came from. He likes to go hunting. And it was like these gossipy kind of chatterbirds.
Right. So sit and listen to
Yeah.
it. You're going to hear the man in an interview.
Yeah.
You're 8 feet away from him. It's really exciting.
And that's bad, but what's even worse is when I just hear people who are just like not paying attention to that
Right.
and then just like talking at screaming volume about whatever they've got going on.
We have the
every day.
cops right here that keep an eye on everybody.
Yes.
Have them shoot one of them.
Make an example
that's
of
what
them.
you
Is
gotta
that a
do.
good idea?
It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
Although they may be packing. It's been hinted.
I know.
I know. Yeah, of course they are.
They are.
Now, I know you take the train in and out every day.
I
right?
do.
Watch out for bombs, please.
That's what my wife said to me this morning. She was in tears. I was like, I think it's going to be okay.
Guess what? Coming in last night,
Yeah.
Gail's boyfriend his train stop because he was going into the station where the explosion.
No way.
Yeah. So
Wow,
he was
that's
coming
scary.
from Philly. He was seeing his family in Philly, coming back to New York.
Okay.
Stuck
going
for
through that
hours.
station. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuck for hours.
Look, crazy things can happen. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Everybody. Well, I always like to say, everyone's got a bullet with their name on it. That's what I say every day of my
So
life.
disturbing. I wish you didn't say that all the time.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I remember when I came back from Vietnam, I was screamed baby killer. And now I came back 2003, 2004 it was just a vacation I had over there.
Yeah, that's weird that people would be screaming baby
Yeah,
killer
that's
at
weird.
you.
Well, I was an abortionist then.
Okay.
So that could have been part of it, but
now
I don't think so.
It's starting to come together.
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense.
When I came back from abortion school, everyone was yelling baby killer. But if I was in the military and someone yelled baby killer, I would go like this. But not just babies.
Right.
So remember that.
Don't forget, they were
Don't
adults.
piss me off.
So what do we do if the signs don't work? What do we do? We go out there.
You gotta walk over
just
and go,
shush.
dude, yeah.
Just shush.
Yeah. And like, hey, if you guys need to meet, go over and stand in front of one of the shitty fucking areas and be shitty there.
Yeah.
I will put this show into best of and do it for the next 3. Because I got to tell you, and I'm not even making this up, what the booking department does here is unprecedented. Those 3 guys aren't all going on Fallon tonight. It's a big deal to get that.
Oh, yeah.
Show it a little respect, people.
And to our subscribers. They're the ones, the audience
Yes.
isn't just regular schmucks. They're
Right.
people who are paying for this service and have taken the day off for work, obviously, to come in and do this. Yeah, show them a little respect so they can enjoy the event. I agree.
Yeah. And each subscriber should get a joint when they come in and a joint when they walk
Just to
out.
chill them out.
That's a
You
good
know,
idea.
make it
Can you help with
special.
that or no? I don't know what you're talking about.
Chris loves the earth.
He does. You ever hear High Society?
I
You know
can't
what I mean?
find it online. I keep looking for it. I can't find it.
I'm the same
I keep
way.
looking. I have 3 different apps for my podcast and it's not on any.
It really does disappoint me that you guys don't discuss being highs. It's right there in the name.
I know.
That was the original name, right?
That was the original name, yeah. But and then
That was the
It was
purpose.
going to come up, but now it's barely talking about getting high.
Does any of you still get high? Or you just don't feel like discussing?
Johnny still gets high.
That's it. So only one of 3.
Other Chris doesn't?
Very rare, like sporadically.
So you ever have guests on the show?
Not really, no.
What do you guys talk about then? What is going on?
A lot of internet talk.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just excited to hear you talk right now. I feel like I haven't heard you at all. Where you been?
What the fuck?
Nap.
I want to come on there and talk about BuzzFeed if I get the opportunity.
Oh my God. Maybe I could come on and do a segment on BuzzFeed quizzes.
They're the best.
It's like it's my number one relaxation. It's like really mindless.
Also, I
BuzzFeed
have a
quizzes.
friend that would be great for your show. He just wrote a book, Man Robs Bank with Shit.
That would be
His name
such
is
a
Jeffrey
big
Gurian.
get for you.
Jeffrey Gurian. He's good.
I think you can make that happen.
Remember when Liam said he hadn't heard you in a while?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Good.
So
about
great.
a minute ago.
I really liked that part.
Why are you being so quiet around because of the eating the food stuff?
I feel like I'm always respectful of that. I'll go to Liam and say, "Hey, Liam, is this for us or is this for them?" And
Now
if he
you
says
will.
it's for
Okay,
them,
so
Early on, especially like David would come up here and you guys would go down, you do a little hang and then you go downstairs and you would eat the food and squirrel it away in the cabinets maybe a little
we're not
bit.
squirreling anything.
Oh, you are very squirrely.
I mean,
David
if there was
who?
pizza, you take it. Eastside Dave.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eastside Dave.
He's a-
Take a couple pieces of pizza, stick them in the cabinets, eat them throughout the week.
But here's the thing. You know how furious he gets at you. You bringing up a Dave story.
Yeah, sorry.
Look, I got Dave stuff I'll show you over the weekend. A lot of it has to be do with him wanting to come back into the building.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
No, there's pictures.
There's
hanging
pictures.
out.
I know. I saw it. I see the binder.
Apparently, one of the VPs said, and I quote, "Oh, Dave, the guy who threatened to shoot me in the face with a shotgun."
Wow.
Here's what he's writing. I'm still saying some cool things about you. Why can't you get that Pussy Dave band on Sirius so I can come in and say hello once in a while? Love to stop by your show and shoot the shit.
Wow.
Guys named Al Jazeera are allowed to fly TWA, and I can't go into the 38th floor. Racist fucker.
They might let him to the 38th floor.
His name is Al Jazeera?
And then he writes this, P.S. Show never sounded better. You and Gail make me laugh my dick off and throw it out the window.
Oh, that gives me so much joy to hear that.
Yeah, he just laughs his dick off and then he chucks it out the
I
window.
don't need this anymore.
Then I tell him I can't do a show when he wanted because I'm doing something else that day. Oh, we're doing Comedy 101? Yeah. So then he writes, oh, fuck, I'm ruined. I spent $2.1 million on the Ron as a Rebel Commander poster. Then, never mind this gobbledygook good. I've been on NyQuil since Tuesday. You and Gail are crushing it. Congrats.
This is all over the weekend?
He's the best.
Yes.
Wow.
No, this is all one sitting during a bad Notre Dame game.
Wow.
I just know whenever he's lit, he doesn't have the kids with him.
Yeah.
I just start getting, Mr. B, all honesty, I fucking love you, man. I love you to death. I don't know why Pepper's fucking me over.
Yeah, do you get those, Pepper? Do you get that text from him like that?
I got some crazy
You got
texts.
weird ones? Or do
About
you guys-
coming on the show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you haven't been on the
You don't
show,
go
you
on.
refuse.
Lucy's
Why
on there.
won't you do it?
I haven't been on the show yet. I still have to figure out dates.
I know
scheduling.
why, because
It's
you
not-
think your boss is going to be mad at you. Is that it?
Is that what you think?
I've heard things, yeah, but
Oh, really?
no. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
What am I talking about?
That
Are you
you'd be
nervous?
pissed.
Are you nervous that he'd be mad?
Yeah. I look. I'm going.
First of all,
I feel
the
so
way
bad
you're
right
so
now. I
fucking
shouldn't have-
rattled.
Yeah, I'm
You're so
sorry.
rattled. You can't even be a guy. Why aren't you on
Dave's
Dave's
give you
show?
a hug.
We have to schedule something. Is what has to happen.
Are you concerned that some of
Yes. Yes, I have a concern.
Then say that.
Yes.
That's why you've been.
Guy wants to preserve his job.
I understand, but you know what? Loyalty is a funny fucking thing, Liam.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah. No, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bros before hoes.
Mm.
When I came into this business, T-shirts against the suits. And we fucking fought that fight with guns and knives. Now you immediately sell out your brother?
I haven't sold anyone out.
You haven't done a show in 2 fucking years. A show that you used to do once a week.
It's been a year since I haven't done the show.
What,
And
Dave
you
My
feel
Sports
good
program?
I don't feel good about that.
Well, let me say this.
Yeah.
If you're a father, you hadn't seen your kid in a year.
Yeah.
You'd feel good about that?
Would you be a good dad?
Was it
You'd
a
be
bad
like,
kid?
oh, I don't want somebody to get mad at me for doing it.
It's
Was
good
it
to know
bad
that you guys
kid?
are talking, at least. That
I
there's
say this.
communication there.
Go do the show, risk getting fired. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd be proud of you then.
He's got a lot of things
We
he's
got
got
your
to take
back.
care of. He's got wife
Man.
and kids, a mortgage to pay. He's got all
Let me
these
tell you
things.
something. If you're
Worried
worried
about losing his job.
if you're worried about us, I got a stack of resumes of people who love to fucking come in and work
Don't worry about us.
Stack, huh?
here. Yeah. Plus, Vito's always sitting over there just fucking like a buzzard, looking over, ready to pick the bones. That Laughing Jimmy Fallon thing has worked out big for him today. People love Laughing Jimmy.
It's good.
I liked your Bane impression.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Finally,
I thought it was
something.
fantastic.
Good.
Better
I'm
than
glad.
Gail's?
Really?
Yeah, I think it was better.
Let's do a Bane off. You first, Vito.
You think darkness is your ally? Well, I was born in the dark, molded by it. Well, I didn't see the light until I was a man.
Yeah, it's
There's a real passion there. That's what it is.
I can't. It's a little muffled for me.
Nobody cared about me until I put on the mask.
See, girl. The thing about it just seems funny with a girl in a
It does
way.
seem very funny. with
Like
the girl.
he
in
could have
person,
played.
in person, it's pretty great because she
Yeah.
does this whole hand thing where she's
Yeah. Vito could play Bane in the movie.
yeah.
Gail could not.
I got a lot
Yeah.
to work against here. I
Yeah.
have a female's
True.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm trying
Obama
to
was
tack-
talking about we're not ready to embrace women in certain ways. And
did
one
he
of them-
say that?
He was saying that he thinks that this is there's a whole lot of sexism going on.
Can I tell you something? I've embraced so many women, I could fucking ended up doing time for it. I mean, they call it bus groping now. In my day, it was making friends.
I'm embracing them.
So I think we're ready for a female Bane. Sure. But I really like you. I really like it.
I mean, if there's a female Ghostbuster, we can have a female Bane.
Or four.
You know?
Gail's is much better, by the way.
Wow.
I don't know. I think they're both perfect.
I think you know what? Here's the thing. I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't think that he was a worthy opponent. I think it's a
Can I
pretty
just
good
say this?
impression.
Bane twins? Could we do that?
Ooh.
I think we could be.
I know I asked for the song Bane Says, which I think would be fucking hilarious.
I'm done with Sergio.
It's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah. Or then you could just do the Bannington show, where
Hashtag Bennington.
Gail Bennington.
but the Bane thing, did people even like that character, or because I don't follow along that much with?
They love him. He's a meme. Like, they love him. But I don't know if it's like overly positive, but people love the character.
They love making fun of like this is
Yeah,
a character.
they fucking love
Now,
it.
why did he have the mask on? Was there something wrong with his breathing, like an asthma?
I think he needed I think there were drugs in there that
Yeah,
helped him
something like
stay
that.
alive.
The thing that got him so big is drugs being pumped into his body.
He couldn't even take it off for a little while, like when he sleeps.
No, that's what makes him so Bane-like and big.
Okay.
What makes you so Bane-like? It
Pasta. He's got a mask that just puts spaghetti pizza into his fucking
I guess
mouth
cheat
and
day,
nostrils.
really.
Cheat day.
He is. Well, you should be on the caveman diet, right?
Yeah, I should be going
Paleo?
paleo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be going straight paleo, but you refuse.
What
Paleo's no carbs?
What? Paleo's no like
Just
processed
no
carbs,
sugars,
right?
No carbs.
Meat and vegetables.
Yeah, just whatever a caveman could eat, that's what you get to eat on the diet.
Not a thing.
That's not a thing?
It's not a thing because there's like nuts. Cavemen didn't eat nuts. You couldn't eat those nuts.
How about these nuts?
The no dairy. The no dairy is what gets me the most.
There's a whole lot of stuff on that diet I don't understand.
So no dairy?
I couldn't do no dairy. I could never give up dairy.
Why? What's your big dairy thing?
I fucking love cheese, man.
Cheese is really good.
Okay. So that's it. You eat cheese with every meal.
It would be a lot easier for me to give up meat than dairy
I
as well.
have cut cheese out a lot. I only eat dairy at dinner.
I hear you. I hear you cutting cheese all the time over there.
That's why you're in the other booth?
Yeah, even through that booth. If you look, there's a couple bubbles there. Who's working with you in there today?
We got Marcus Hook back here.
Marcus Hook making things happen. That kid's an up-and-comer if you ever see an opening around here. Oh, he's a monster.
But I heard about Nick at Night. What's the story with Nick at Night?
Nick at Night is the only kid I ever met in my life that is interested in being an engineer.
Okay.
He's like, where do the engineers go? And I'm
Wow,
like,
okay.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
You're going to come in here, he's going to have taken apart the entire studio.
Somebody
That's what's going to happen.
Somebody should. Chris has been trying to steal it piece by piece over the years. What, are you talking again?
Everyone's saying it.
Maybe he's been on Dave's show for the past year. He's just sitting there quietly.
No.
Still being a great.
So now that you're not doing fucking Dave's show, right?
I've not done it yet.
Who sponges up after he's done now? I turned it on the other day.
Jesus.
Dave is totally naked, and he's got a coffee cup where his fucking little dick should be. Where his little white dick should be.
We all know he likes to masturbate in weird areas, so I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. Yeah.
You were bringing up your, because we were doing favorite crazy Dave story the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And what is your own personal favorite?
Well, I was an intern at the time.
Yeah.
It was just a few months in. And then it was the day he ate his own feces and drank his own piss. I was screening phone calls, and I look to my left, and his pants are down, and I see him screaming as he's eating and drinking.
That gets you in a home in most places.
Yeah.
Gets him a radio career.
Look, when I came in, and I'm like, Dave, this is going to, I started getting, we were with XM, we weren't even Sirius XM. And I'm getting the phone calls, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to fight for you, but this is bad because they don't want fucking fluids flying around in a post-AIDS world, right? And I go, why are you fucking eating your shit and drinking your piss? And because I came in late, I wasn't listening. And he's like, I did it for you, Mr. B. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I fucking stood up to Opie and Anthony and I showed those fuckers. We're not backing down. I go, first of all, us drinking piss and eating shit while they laugh hysterically. when they laugh hysterically doesn't mean that we're winning any made-up radio war in your head.
Oh my god!
So there was somebody on their team couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think. Oh fuck.
Or wouldn't do it.
Fuck. I think was it Cream Pie Jones? Maybe?
Well, no, he wore the duty hat. He put his own hair. He put Jimmy Norton's poop on his head in a hat. He did that. I don't think he'd eat it though. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody could wear.
Yeah, anyone could wear shit.
So that's that's your all-time.
Yeah, just seeing that happen, like watching it happen.
All right, what do you got, Vito?
I only met Dave a few times, but I mean,
you know the legend of him, though.
Well, I mean, I don't have any personal stories.
No, they don't have to be personal. Mine isn't one that I was there for. Mine is Dave is a little kid, and he comes in from fucking a hot day, and he's hot, and he guzzles poison that the gardener had left behind. And then he sits down to watch TV, and he starts to throw up, and they had to take him. But he must not have
drinking.
any.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any taste buds.
Yeah.
He must not.
That's
and I'm going to
crazy.
give you another thing
Which
for this.
explains the shit eating then. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the shit and piss.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, because he also said to me, we were out to dinner, he goes, I don't like dessert. I don't really like sweets. I'd rather, for dessert, I like to have another piece of meat. And I'm like, it's got to be just texture.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably, like, if you can't taste, cake and pie must be like, bro.
What's the point of this?
Mush.
I just put fucking mush in my mouth. Might as well be my own shit. So the fact that he guzzled poison.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I know on another occasion, he ate raw chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he was drunk, he came home and he thought the chicken in the refrigerator was cooked. And he ate it. He got sick.
Wow.
Who you guys get in today? Let's see Steve walking around. He never does that.
He's with the guys from Foreigner. They're here today. That's fun.
Oh, those
Yeah.
fuckers are cold as ice. All right, what do you got?
I think my favorite is the story of him at Sammy's Romanian.
Oh my God, that was the funniest shit
the
ever.
song that he sings when he got up and took the mic.
Yeah, it was a
and
Sam Cooke song, right?
No.
No, yeah, he did Little Runaway.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So here's what happened. So we're all in this restaurant, and they give us blocks of vodka. There's vodka in the thing, and he's drinking it. And the first hour and a quarter, hour and a half were the funnest times you could ever have. And we're dancing to Jewish music, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts to just thank the guy for every food, the guy who's singing songs. And then he gets up, and it's a family restaurant, and he's going to sing. He gives the guy some money. He's going to sing with him.
Oh, God.
And he's going, and there's children looking at him. He's going, we're going to fucking hip-hop this shit right fucking now. And he's screaming to this. And we are all laughing as hard as we can laugh. But embarrassed and wanting him to stop.
Yeah.
But people are like grabbing me going, stop him! Please stop him! And he got into that fucking song, and it was hilarious. It was as funny as shit could get.
But my favorite is that you said he's singing along to it, and it's like the thing in Old School where he's just adding fucks in the middle. Like, I run out of fucking, yeah. Like, just singing fuck.
You gotta go, Liam?
Yeah, I gotta jump, guys.
I got a lot more stories. I got a lot more funny stories.
I know GNR days.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, there's a
Bye.
You're the
Thanks
best,
for being
Liam.
against me. Lord and Grace, thank you.
We haven't had him in a long time. He really is OG.
We need to break one more time for the end of the show.
Bennington. The Bennington Show. Monday. Back to work week. And Monday Night Football. Fly, Eagles fly. On a road to victory.
Fight, fight, fight.
It's a very big game for them up against the Chicago Bears. They're playing at Soldier Field.
Oh, my little soldier field.
So dumb. Hey, I don't think you and I ever talked about Edward Albee passing away, the playwright.
It's so heartbreaking and so sad. He's such a brilliant dude. How
many? I mean, doesn't he just have a ton of awards?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very.
I mean, past the Tony Awards, but higher than that.
Yeah.
But I've never turned on Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and ever turned it off, and I'm always trying to redo that movie in my mind.
Do like an updated version, recast it.
Because I think you got to use a real couple to make it great. Like how they go, oh, it's not good to put a couple in a movie, but I think to put them in the movie for a breakup thing is really powerful.
Can we do it with Voss and Bonnie?
Voss and Bonnie would be perfect. And we could change it to Who's Afraid of Bonnie McFarlane. And the answer would be Voss. No, I think Voss, he's running that ship. I thought Brangelina would be perfect.
They would be very good for that.
What about
You need a very strong female actor. Like, she has to be incredibly strong.
I got one for you. Even though they're not married, they've been together for 35 years. This would be perfect. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Ooh, that would be very good.
Yeah.
And I would love to see Goldie get like her teeth into a role like that.
I think she's doing something. Oh, she's going to play Amy Schumer's mother in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
But this type of thing, to see Goldie being mean, I think would be amazing. Hey, I started to follow Kate Hudson on Snapchat, and there was this amazingly funny thing that she did. She just had the thing of "Look who my seatmate is." She's on a plane, and she like looks over and she just pans and it's Kurt Russell, and it comes back to her like this, like she's excited to be sitting next to her dad. And then it was I get obsessed with with a new person on Snapchat, but then like because they're making this movie in New Orleans, and you just see them sitting down and they're just eating plates of oysters, and she's doing a double vodka, which is like a pint. So it's like hilarious, and they're just having a blast, and they're singing happy birthday, and they're friends and stuff. And then the next day you just see her like, yeah, we're having some breakfast. And she just looks like Chris Stanley on a Sunday morning. I was really cracking up. Those people, they party, you know?
Yeah, they seem like party people.
They party it up.
They absolutely seem like people who like never not have people at their house. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
that dude from the Black Crowes couldn't keep up. I mean, when Chris Robertson is like, hey, everyone's getting too high, I got to fucking leave for a while.
Slow down.
And she crushes dudes, man. I mean, she breaks hearts. But she's funny too, man. That was a funny thing to go, look who it is. It's Kurt Russell. But anyway, what about Kanye and Kim? Can we take his?
Do you think they have the chops?
Well, first of all, they're acting like real people all these years. They must have something going on. What is the latest thing? There's a not safe for work dress up.
Yeah.
On the iBang. Is her dresses?
It's lingerie. It's not a dress.
Look at the size of the thighs. I mean, forget the hips.
Yeah. Hips and ass is one thing, but like
you can't
into the thigh region. She is like a perfect heart-shaped butt hips to thigh ratio.
Yeah.
And then eventually comes down tiny at the knee.
And that's going to start to snap after a while.
Yeah, how do her knees support that weight?
This isn't the best thing for her to wear.
You don't think it's flattering? You think it's too much?
I wonder if he designed it.
Kanye dresses her every day. That's the thing I heard.
I've heard that he does that. I did watch an episode where she was being forced to throw out all her clothes.
Yeah, but he dresses his models like they're on Tatooine. His fucking stuff, it doesn't make sense. And that's just not me saying it. Yeah. The guy from the TV show said it.
Gunn?
Yeah.
Tim Gunn.
He said, this is not fucking clothes. This is made up.
This is just like...
Let's stop acting like we're buying into this.
This is derelict.
It is. That's a good fucking... It's derelict. That is insane what she's saying.
There's no way he didn't choose that. That's his like she's his little Barbie that he dresses up. And in that episode, her sister was very upset. Upset. I think it was Courtney was with her, and she was like, Bible, this is really messed up. I mean, a lot of these clothes that you're getting rid of are clothes that I own too. So what does that mean about me? I just don't think it's a good idea.
Who's she called Bible?
Bible is what
truth?
They say truth, and they say that they've been saying this since they were little girls. So it's like, I swear on the Bible, but you just shorten it to like, Bible, this is crazy. Like, Bible, I'm not even joking you. Bible.
Look, your dad killed either OJ's wife or the fucking bartender, one or the other.
Bartender, I bet.
Because you know it. And all those people voting on that last night know it too. They gave so many awards to the OJ people.
They loved the OJ people.
Even Cuba, but Cuba didn't get an award. Well, that, if you go over and look at it, it's at the iBang. Everybody likes a big ass. Everyone celebrates a big ass. No one's ever celebrated big thighs.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah.
New and improved.
But aren't we supposed to have some space, the gap?
That gap.
See, I think that there is a reaction to that gap. If you remember there was like what was it, like your thighs have a crease in them?
Yeah.
That was kind of reactionary to that gap. Because the gap is like super skinny legs.
Yeah.
And you just like...
And there's a gap when you try to attempt to close your legs.
Yeah, that you actually cannot close your legs.
Yeah, there's like a gap.
It's physically impossible.
You know what? I wish the fucking Liam was here to hear you talking with him. You know what I mean? You're in this, Chris.
Thank you, Ron.
You're getting in on it.
But a lot of people are
very good with
complaining
this.
why you just didn't say the phrase soldier story to me.
Soldier Story.
For Denzel's first big movie.
Oh, shit.
That came before everything, and you went back to one. You didn't look any further down on the IMDb.
But we're talking about when he became a star, when everyone knew.
Well, Soldier Story was the thing that I know him from because I didn't watch the TV show.
Right.
Except for I have gone back and watched that last episode.
I want to see that episode.
You know what? You don't even need to see the whole episode. Just go to YouTube and you'll find the last, minute or so. And you'll get I've never watched the show and I get a chill from it.
I got chills when you described it, so
I get chills and they're multiplying. And I'm losing control. Chris sings that song, but he sings he's losing control of his bowels.
Yeah. So when you hear it, you know it's not a good thing.
Do you feel like Liam was just picking on you?
I feel like Liam's being a real dick today.
Why didn't you say that when you were here? You were scared when he was here.
Yeah, you should have stood up to him.
Here's a St. Elsewhere ending.
Oh, God, I'm so excited.
Careful with that.
No, come on, go back. No, that's not what I want to see.
Dude, you don't want to see it.
Come on.
There's nothing, it's not else
He just described something else. I don't want to see from there.
That's what YouTube has.
I know, but you're going to still you'd want to have the last scene of St.
I want to
Elsewhere.
see, going into that. That could be anything.
Oh,
I don't think it's on YouTube.
Oh, come on.
That's what they have. St. Elsewhere, snow globe ending.
You know what you want to do, Chris. You want to set it up so it has a feeling
Somebody
to it.
please tweet it to me so I can just watch it.
He won't.
I'm not finding it on YouTube.
It's at Gail, AAA. Follow me, guys.
AAA.
GAIL, AAA.
The cops just said if anyone kneels down again, because the Eagles are supposed to do something tonight.
Yeah.
They said they will take all of the security out of New York. They said, look, either everyone stands up or we stop fighting ISIS in this country.
What?
Yeah. They got a point.
Yeah.
They said that in Miami. They go, we're going to take away security from the Dolphins.
Really?
What the fuck?
Yeah. They were pissed at the Dolphins. But the Eagles said they're going to do something as a team. Now, when Seattle did something as a team, A, it sucked, and B, they went and got their ass beat after that. So who cares that you're all hugging? That doesn't mean anything.
Is that it? Don't let him show me the wrong part.
You want to be able to see it from before we get to that fucking point.
Oh, my God.
So here's the end of the series.
How you feel?
Coming through. Put him in bay 1. Right, we got a bleeder here.
Dr. Fiscus, go home. It's finished. The year's over. Your residency's over. No, sir. It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
This was heavy writing at the time. At the time we were all blown away by it. You gotta remember, we didn't have a lot of fat women in those days. So now that's just a record that's being played. And this is like normally a well-dressed guy, a big doctor, but he just looks like
just like a regular Joe.
Yeah, just a Joe lunch bucket doing nothing but, passing time. Dealing with everyday shit,
Yeah.
Here comes the autistic kid. And we knew nothing about this kid or...
Chills already.
I don't know why you could touch him. A lot of autistic kids can't be touched, they say. I'm just going by movies.
Yeah, they do say that.
So now we're all baffled, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going down? Is he living a double life?
What's going on with him? He's reflecting on his life, it looks like.
Yeah, lack of it.
He's thinking about...
The bottle. but the bottle did. Booze hound won't put his booze down.
Look at that snow. What's that kid thinking?
Yeah. What's he thinking about? St. Elsewhere?
Snow outside.
So there you see.
What?
Like St. Elsewhere. And it's shaking because the kid's shaking it.
Hi, Pop. How you doing? Good. How was your day up on the building? Well, we finally topped off the 22nd story. I'm beat. How's he been? Give you any trouble? He's been sitting there ever since you left this morning. Just like he does every day. World of his own. Careful with that, son. Remember I told you that? I don't understand this autism thing, Pop. Here's my son. I talk to him. I don't even know if he can hear me. 'Cause he sits there all day long in his own world, staring at that toy. What's he thinking about?
St. Elsewhere.
All right. Come on, son. Let's go wash our hands, all right?
Get the snake blower off your hands. That's the St. Elsewhere's theme. Playing.
Chills.
Yeah.
Literal chills.
That's cold in here.
Wish we could just make it warmer.
Yeah, me too.
But we're inside this snow globe. Being shook around.
See, at this time we don't know what's going on. And then
Big.
the St. Elsewhere.
Oh my God, there it is.
So he's in there every little window. He's imagining what's happening. He made up Howie Mandel. He made up everybody. Fucking kid is like a genius when it comes to thinking of stories.
Should be a showrunner.
Yeah.
Show of life.
He's
You know
the
what I mean?
best. Well. Look who's on the phone with us. Amy Miller. Amy.
Hello, Bennington.
How are you doing, darling?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
You survived another week in the football pool.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited about it.
Half the people are already out. You're on your way to winning this whole damn thing.
I'm going to get that football. I wanted to thank you guys, first of all, for promoting Fat Size and something about Denzel.
Yeah.
Is I think he's the first person I remember, like, having sex with a chubby lady in a movie where it wasn't a joke.
Oh, is that right?
Is in Devil in a Blue Dress, which is one of my favorite movies. And do you remember this?
Dude, not only do I remember that movie, but she was, like, really sexy because he was like, yeah, hit that spot.
Yeah.
Hit that spot.
Yeah. You hit my spot.
Yeah.
Oh, you hit my spot. I saw that when I was probably 14, and it's always stuck with me. I was like, oh, maybe I can have sex with a man like Denzel one day.
Well, here's the thing about that movie. Have you ever seen it, Gail?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Denzel, big as the story is, the movie was stolen away from him by his friend Mouse. Remember who played Mouse?
Yeah, who was that?
I'll give you a little hint right now. He recently just played Miles Davis.
Oh, really?
Mr. Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. It's the first time I remember seeing Don Cheadle in a movie, and I'm like, he is unbelievable in this. I mean, he was crazy good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a really long time.
I don't know who shot the movie. He's got a great look.
Cheadle feels almost everything he's in, I feel like.
Yeah, that is some truth to that. Where are you right now, Amy?
I am in Central California, driving from Oakland to Los Angeles.
Life is good for her.
It does sound
She's
good.
living a good life.
Living the dream.
Yeah. No bombs there, just everybody being cool. Not bombing it up at all. But so this was your first I'm turned on by a boy scene you saw in a movie.
I think he wasn't the first I was turned on by, but I was like, oh, like, if you're a bigger lady, you can be hot and not just a funny joke.
All right, Chris, do you remember your first scene where you saw a movie that worked for you? Like, okay, this scene works?
I think it was with Ellen Barkin and Sea of Love.
Great scene.
I remember watching that movie. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Pacino, yeah.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She's still really hot.
All right, Vito, what about you? First movie got you a little roused as a kid.
I just looked up the date, and I feel like I was way too old for this. But
he's 19.
For some reason, when I saw Taxi and Giselle was in Taxi, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa. And then I kept seeing her ads around, and I was like, that's the hot girl from the movie.
Yeah, you're right. You're way too old for that.
I was like, well.
I think my real one was probably Mermaids, Winona Ryder in Mermaids with the dude from 16 Candles, like up in the clock tower. 'Cause I was a Christian kid, so it was like so naughty and so hot.
Yeah.
The first one that I remember was not focused around a male.
Yeah.
And it was Jennifer Connelly has this scene in Career Opportunities where she's on this on the horse.
Oh yeah.
And they're watching her and she's riding the horse. Yes. And I was like, gay, what does this mean?
Yeah.
It's like, can a girl marry a girl? Is this possible?
You know what?
I thought you were gonna say the ass to ass scene.
Well, this scene that you were watching, me and you were probably watching on the couch with me, and I was having the same thoughts. Like, this fucking scene is amazing. All right, Amy, great to talk to you, sweetie.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Amy.
Bye, Amy.
Love Amy.
Who doesn't love Amy? That's a natural fact. People just love her. They're crazy about her. Somebody brought this up to me because I know it was a young sex symbol, but someone said, did anyone feel like John Travolta was just wearing a John Travolta mask last night? You know, like the Brady mask?
Yeah.
It did look like the Brady
John
mask.
Travolta mask, yeah.
Or like the Drive mask.
Yeah.
It did look like he was wearing his own skin. Like someone had taken his
I wish he'd get out of that Scientology.
Off.
You see that Jason Lee is out of it?
No,
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, there's an article up in the iBang. And here's the thing. I remember he did the show a few years ago before you started doing the show. And I'm like, I don't know what he's going to be like.
Sure.
Couldn't have been a sweeter, funner, cooler guy. Every time I meet somebody from Scientology, I feel that way.
People.
Like, yeah, always nice people.
Yeah.
I never feel like, oh, I just met a weirdo. And we've had a lot come in, and they're always outgoing, cool people.
Dharma, she's a Scientologist.
Well, that's not her name as a character that she played. You're wacky today, dude.
I'll get her name. Jenna Elfman.
Yeah. Incredibly hot.
Yeah.
Incredibly hot.
Yeah?
Yeah. But that's happened so many times, and I've always been like, because you read like the Scientology people, you expect like, oh, they're going to be a little weird, but never once have I seen it.
I think that Elizabeth Moss seems like a nice girl.
She came in and did the show. You know what she asked?
What?
Anywhere we can smoke around here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no, the whole building's no smoking. She goes, yeah, but you just smoke a little bit in here. And I'm like, I really want you to, because I want to be the guy who
you want to be the cool guy.
Because she's also crazy sexy. Crazy sexy.
Oh, yeah.
But, fucking alarms go off in this place.
Yeah, they'll get you.
The post 9/11 world of this, you know what I mean? Everyone's always looking out for shit.
And then it gets into events and goes other places in the building, and that freaks people out.
I'll tell you another guy expected him to be strange, but he was really easygoing and cool. L. Ron Hubbard. I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
You met L. Ron.
I went home with him. I went home and spent 17 years with him.
Wow.
And just a regular guy. regular guy. And as I was giving my blood directly into his heart, I'm like, I don't know why people say stuff, you know?
People like to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I would literally kill for that guy, if you know what I mean. Tim in Jersey.
Hey, this is, how you doing, guys? First time caller.
Oh, great.
Hey, we're casting for that Virginia Wolf. How about Nick Offerman and his wife, Megan?
First of all, talk about a great couple. Yeah, I'd put them in that play in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Heartbeat. That couple's electric. Electric. I'm so ready to be like a casting director. So, I got 2 more smart parts, and then we're done. And we put casting in a very big. Everybody's just like watch a movie and they'll make a big deal about casting.
Oh yeah, it's a very
like
big
it'll
deal.
start with casting by. You're like, really?
Yeah, it's a very, very powerful position. It's a very.
Do you feel like you could do it?
Yeah. Well, I did it in a very small sense. I did casting for like voiceover and.
Don't put yourself down.
Well,
that's good. That's
I had
big.
experience with doing it, and then because of that, I worked with people who were casting directors and agents and stuff. And I think I would be good at it. I think you would be great at it.
I feel like there's a couple things that I would be excellent at without any experience. Casting director, offensive coordinator, that goes out with saying.
Shit.
Although I'm baffled by defensive coordinator. That's like dancing backwards for me. I don't want to do it. And then brain surgeon are the 3.
Well, that I know you could ace.
I know I would, to show how good I would be at it, I do it with my eyes closed the first time. I feel like
that's confidence.
Who are you looking at? Foreigner?
No, I was, so like on the news, they're pulling the dude who got shot out. And there was just like somebody had a cell phone camera like right up
to
in his face.
Yeah, that's been playing all morning. It was probably a cop though.
Oh, because I didn't see like a uniform. I just saw somebody's arms up in his face.
I'm sure it was a detective. To me, this is the same as Zero Dark 30. I don't fucking see any difference between this guy and Osama bin Laden.
Samesies.
Matter of fact, if I was casting this movie right now, it looks like I'm going to get a casting job.
Yeah.
I would put Vito in for the lead role.
That would be great.
Stanley?
Yeah.
I got the perfect part from you.
Okay, what would it be?
You would be the guy who goes, please don't walk any further. They're shooting down the street.
Get back.
Stop walking past me. I have no authority over this group of people. Because they don't have the authority to make you stop.
I'd like to try out for the part as myself, concerned girlfriend at home. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. I don't know. I just don't know.
By the way, you're laughing at that. And you should. You made it up. But Kate Hudson is playing that part. She's going to be the woman at home when Marky Mark's oil rig blows up.
Yeah, that could be me.
Yeah. Have you heard anything? You were doing that last night. And I would like give you some information. You're like, I'm not going to tell him.
No.
And then you asked me how it was going to. She's like, is this going to be okay? And I go like this. Is he a fighter?
Yeah.
That's the best chance we have. Then I turned around and my autistic son was just looking at a train, pushing it back and forth, frontwards to backward, frontwards to, yeah.
Tell him to stop doing that.
That's what his train. It would go like a mile forward, and then
they'd be like,
backward,
nope, actually it's bad.
Forward,
I'd go fucking crazy.
Backward. Yeah. I was like, yay. What's wrong?
Yeah. Actually, it's not good again. I think, honestly, they kept finding more
Nemo
stuff. Finding More Nemo.
That's a movie I'm working on right now. It's about a whole school of those fish.
Holy shit.
You gotta find them all. Well, it was a weird night, man. At least everything worked out okay. I didn't realize that we overran the show.
Yeah, we're over. We're over today.
Sorry, folks. Apologize for that. Sometimes me don't look at the clock. It's stupid as shit. treating it like it's a saying.
You know what they say, folks. Sometimes me don't look at the clock.
We got anything we need to promote for tonight, Chris? Just Fly Eagles Fly?
Fly Eagles Fly, and check out Laughing Jimmy Fallon on the Interrobang.
Oh, Laughing
Please
Jimmy
do.
Fallon. Send that out to your friends. That's all Vito's work. Literally no work by the rest of us.
Not
That's his
one bit.
editing.
That's his baby.
New shows tonight, right? I think Big Bang is back, and tonight is the premiere of Kevin Can Wait.
I've been hearing a lot about that.
All from Kevin.
Can he wait? Can he not wait?
I think they're going to
Find
find out
out
that he can wait. Yeah, this is all new shows week. MacGruber starts.
All right.
The other one where the guy is like on the cabinet and he finds out that everybody got killed and he's now the president.
What show is this?
Designated
Oh,
24.
yeah.
So here's what happens.
Wait, 24 is a president now?
Because there's a thing with Congress and everybody together, like and all the cabinet is there. I guess the Supreme Court. It gets bombed, and this low-level cabinet guy, never been elected to anything, is now the president of the United States.
Is this a comedy or is it like a drama?
No.
You're thinking of King Ralph.
Oh my God.
It's a drama that identifies as a comedy. That was the big joke last night with Jimmy Fallon, who, by the way, I thought did really well.
Kimmel, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Jimmy Fallon is Laughing Jimmy, or also Top Jimmy, as he gets called.
Top Jimmy Fallon.
Hey, it's Laughing Jimmy Fallon. The guy enjoys a nice laugh. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, so that's coming on later this week.
I gotta
you gotta
watch
watch
that,
it.
Yeah, I saw that the commercial for it. I think it's gonna be good. I'm into it.
I think it's
I'm into
gonna
the
be the best
premise.
show ever.
Also, that like new 30-something This Is Us is coming out, which I watched the first episode because it just looks so ridiculous.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I think I'll watch just the first episode.
Is that tonight?
To be annoyed by it. Yeah, it's tomorrow night, Tuesday.
It's funny with the network shows. I always give them a chance, and I always drop out.
Yeah,
but I'm always like, this might be something for me. Blacklist.
It's a wrong show.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, folks. We're running a little late today. I know you weren't waiting for your stand-up comedy. It'll begin in minutes, and we'll all see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!